In the White House, President Eisenhower signs the proclamation that makes Alaska's entry into the Union official, nearly 92 years after Lincoln's Secretary of State bought the territory from the Russian Tsar for $7 million.
The Alaska Wild Project podcast is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Barney's Sports Chalet, supplying hunters with the best hand-selected gear since 1963. The exclusive home of frontier gear built for the rugged Alaskan terrain. Your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Visit Barney's today at 906 West Northern Lights.
Arbor Digital, the forefront of digital assets, cryptocurrencies, and wealth management, providing a low-cost, research-based investment strategy for Alaskans looking to invest their hard-earned money. Visit arborcapital.io today to put your money to work.
Tailored Restoration 24-hour emergency home services, helping Alaskans restore their dreams since 1972. Services include fire, water, mold, post-emergency cleaning, repair, and remodeling. Give them a call in Anchorage, Eagle River, Matsu, or Fairbanks. Hit them up at tailoredrestorationalaska.com.
Total Truck and Alaska Overlander, Alaska's premier supplier for custom automotive accessories and overlanding products, providing all-inclusive rental vehicles and trailers custom outfitted to explore the Alaskan backcountry with a unique and convenient traveling experience.
Serrano's Mexican Grill, 2 locations, one on Tudor, one on Northern Lights. The Northern Lights location has their new tequila bar. Check it out. Also see their daily specials at serranosmexicangrill.com.
TheTreehouseAK.com, located at 341 Boniface Parkway, Alaska's own and grown cannabis and CBD store. Ask the bud tender what the strain of the day is to get your 10% off. The Treehouse, where the culture lives.
The Connoisseur Lounge, Alaska's premier locally owned and operated cannabis retailer, located in the heart of Palmer, Alaska. Their cultivated products include Snowcap Romance, Aurora Haze, Super Glue, and much more. Find them at theconnoisseurlounge.net.
AKO Farms, located in Sitka, Alaska, built from the ground up with concentrates as their single motivation, with exclusive products such as their sugar wax, full spectrum diamond sauce carts, and more. Ask your local bud tender about AKO. Marijuana has intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming and addictive. Marijuana impairs concentration, coordination, and judgment. Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence. There are health risks associated with consumption of marijuana for the use of only by adults 21 and over. Keep out of the reach of children, and marijuana should not be used by women who are pregnant or breastfeeding.
The Bait Shack, located on Ship Creek upstream of the bridge. Can't miss the bright red shack. They're the go-to fishing gear rental and guide service on Ship Creek. Tight lines and fish on. Come hook into the action with them. Hit them up at thebaitshackak.com.
Snow Pro AK, your snow and ice management company specializing in business and residential properties. They know what it takes to keep your property presentable and safe. Give them a call for a free estimate at 280-7098 or visit lawnproak.com. Double Shovel Cider Company, located off of Arctic and 58th. Handcrafted Alaskan-made colonial ciders. They also have a tap room downtown on the corner of 5th and E. Stop by today and taste an award-winning cider.
The Alaska chapter of Backcountry Hunters and Anglers. BHA is the voice of our Alaskan public lands, waters, and wildlife. Their goal is to uphold our hunting and fishing legacy while keeping our public lands wild. Stand up today and join BHA at backcountryhunters.org. Well, I looked into that a couple years ago when I was considering maybe like a hog and deer hunt while I was there, which have gotten just like insanely expensive.
Just got to know somebody.
Hawaii?
Of all the states, you got to have a hunter's ed. Is that working over there, Bob? Having the headphones like that?
Well, it's kind of...
We don't want to mess with your outfit.
I know.
Like,
It's
hat's
kind of
part
like
of you.
The hat is hand in hand with them, yeah.
Okay, I think that's cool.
Do you think you could put it on and put your hat over? Probably not. It wouldn't fit right.
That would work right there.
No, it won't work that way. I can look at his and see that wouldn't work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, of course it wouldn't. It's thick.
Is it messing up my hair?
Your hair's good. You got a hat. I got a hat. Everybody's got a hat. Your hair's good.
Your hair's good. I don't have a lot of hair, so I wear hats all the time.
That's why you got a beard.
Right. You're making up for it down there.
Yeah, is that what happened to you, Bob?
Is that what happened to you, Bob?
That's exactly what happened to me.
It goes like this. Just goes right down.
Just straight on down. That's
Both
right.
these guys are like, no, I'll figure it out. I'm not taking off my hat.
No, I've got, I still got a little on the top.
Yeah.
Still got a little on the top,
Yeah,
yeah.
see it on the sides right there? Nice.
Yeah, good. How bad's that look?
So good.
Actually, man, you got a good look, dude. I mean, it matches your whole ensemble, the Platinum F-150 outside, the whole thing.
Well, you know, I got to tell you something. Oh, yeah, that just looks great, Bob.
He's got to match the logo.
Looks like my cheeks are all puffed out like I got peanuts in them or something.
Got peanuts.
Yeah, speaking of that, my son, we drove by the peanut farm. He's like, why did they name it that? And I started thinking about it. I was like, back in the day, a long time ago, it was one of those places where they would have peanut not really cans, like buckets of peanuts everywhere, and people would be able to just throw them on the ground. And there was another restaurant in town that had it I
think the Outback.
No,
it was another one. It was like that.
Texas.
Or Lone Star.
It was right next to.
What'd you say? Lone Star?
Lone Star.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they had to stop doing that because so many people are allergic to peanuts. But that's why they first named the peanut farm, because it was one of those places before they built the new place. And for people that are new to Anchorage, that new section, when they first built that was not the peanut farm. That used to be a strip club called the Showboat. The Showboat. That's right. And then they ended up going out of business, or I don't know what happened. And then the peanut farm ended up attaching their building and buying that building and making it the sports bar.
They were separate, though.
Yeah.
Peanut farm was its own, which is the little cabin on the creek.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been there for years.
Man, I forgot that was Showboat.
Yeah.
I got in there when I was like 17 once.
Well, you had to be 18, I think.
I know, but I got in there somehow. I don't know.
You probably had your beard then.
I know, I definitely didn't, but I might have had like a shitty little like goatee or something.
Right.
I had the mustache for sure, like the little high school Spanish mustache, the fake mustache. Not fake, but
Right, like you were growing it as hard as you could.
Oh man,
just forcing it.
just like
15 hairs. Come on.
you start combing it and it just doesn't need that at all.
Yeah, it's just wispy.
It used to be when it was, I don't know when it was built exactly, but back in the 70s and the late 60s, even in the middle 60s, you could actually, people would ice skate down Campbell Creek to that restaurant.
Ooh.
Oh really?
And they would come in, have their hot chocolate and hamburgers or whatever, and ice skate back home again. It was a smoother ride than Tudor Road was at the time. Tudor Road.
Oh yeah,
Tudor Road was one of them roads where you had a bumper sticker that said, "I drove Tudor Road."
that's right.
It was so bad. That's how
Was that
bad
it was just a 2-lane dirt road?
Yeah,
Or
it was
okay.
a 2-lane dirt road all the way through Muldoon and out to Glen Highway.
Wow.
Yeah, that was one of the main.
Yeah,
roads.
and then it dead ended at International, right? Is that where Spinard Builder Supply is today? I didn't it dead end
that's
right there?
International. That's where it's at today. Yeah, I think it probably did because I remember the Pines Club used to be right there on Tudor and Lake Otis was the Pines Club.
Tudor and Lake Otis, Pines Club.
I'm gonna have you move that mic a little bit.
Yeah, like right in front. There you go. Oh yeah, Bob. There
Yeah.
it is.
Sweet spot.
Would that be like where like Golden Donuts is now?
Yes.
Okay.
That used to be the old
that's
Pines
right.
Club.
That's right. I remember that. Well, I grew up in that neighborhood there on the highway in Tudor back in there, where the Alpine Apartments are now. Before they were there, that was our stomping grounds, and we used to we used to walk up to Lake Otis and jump in Campbell Creek with our inner tubes and inner tube on down to Peanut Farm.
Yeah.
And then, shiver back home.
Get out right there.
Because we had no way to call anyone or, there was no cell phones. And we would just, come back in our shorts, dripping wet.
And your aqua socks.
Yeah, and go do it again.
Yeah.
Aqua socks.
Aqua socks, man.
And arm floaties.
Just still on. Just walking down the road shivering.
Oh, maybe some flippers.
I feel like Campbell gets so overflowed and messed up that could you still ice skate on it?
Got cold enough. Who knows?
Yeah.
That was a long time ago for me, so
Yeah.
I can't answer.
Well, and I think there was just more consistent, like, hard cold freeze ups earlier in the winter in like the 70s and 80s. Like by October, it started getting cold enough where it started locking everything up.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't feel like it does that until like November now.
This year got pretty cold pretty early, it seemed like to me, but
It did.
You know, the weather's changed, but it's changed over the years. I mean, I've been up here almost 60 years now, or a little over 60 years, and it seems like it just kind of is one way for a while. I mean, everybody, when I was growing up going to school, just swore up and down as soon as they got out of school, they was going to California because they were just tired of the rainy summers.
Yeah.
And the 60s was a rainy period. I mean, we just had rain all the time in the summertime.
Just gray and gloomy all the time.
Just drizzle, you know. I mean, you got a few days, but look at this last summer. And wasn't nothing nice about that, you know.
Our summer was in May.
Huh?
Our summer was in May, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through like mid-June, and then it was just kind of like shitty
Right.
after that.
Right.
That's right. Then it just rained every day. I think it broke a record.
Yeah, we did.
It's not good for hot dog sales.
We've been breaking
Not good.
records all winter, too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, compared to the summers before where they were hot and dry and the forest fires were terrible.
Right,
Yeah.
it's like pick your poison. It's
Yeah,
do you
like
want
I was
hot,
I was
heat?
better off. I thought for me, I was better with the rain because my house gets so like miserably hot, and of course, no one has air conditioning in Alaska normally, so I didn't mind the rain.
Oh, yeah, it's
I
funny.
didn't
I
mind no
had
smoke
I had tenants at my duplex, and they were like, oh, "It's so hot. What do we do?" And it's like, "Well, open a window, bro." Like,
You know, the best thing you can do if you don't have an air conditioner
get a fan.
is a fan. But better than a fan, one of your sponsors on here is Tailored Restoration.
Yeah.
So in the restoration business, they have these, what they call floor dryers.
Yeah, yeah.
And they'll put out, I mean, you'd have to buy 10 fans to put out as much air as one of these floor dryers put out.
Good point.
So
Yeah.
like when my son...
Big
he-
industrial like blue ones.
Yeah,
you're
the
talking
Blow
blue
you,
ones,
about?
yeah.
blow you across the room.
Yeah, but you can buy smaller ones too, because I bought a red one at Walmart in Idaho for my son that's going to college down there. His dorm the first year didn't have air conditioning.
Ooh.
He's had it every year since, but he didn't have it then.
August, September is still like
Oh,
80
it
degrees,
is hotter
right?
than the blazes down there. So we bought one of them little things. It was a red one, and man, everybody, there was 4 guys in the room. They all took their fans and put them in the closet. This thing did the job for all of them, you know. So
Just kept the place
that's
cool
the
down.
way to go, though, is a lot more air movement, you know.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I need to buy one of those.
Yeah,
a good idea.
I mean, that would be nice. I mean, every once in a while we need a fan in here in the summertime.
You could try them Tailored and see if they'd sell a used one.
Maybe an old
you
one
know.
or whatever. That's
Well,
not a
they
bad
would
idea.
probably sell you a used one for what they pay for them, and then they just buy a new one,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep.
Or
Buy
what
new
they,
coming all the
for
time.
cost or something, you know.
Yeah.
It's called a floor fan?
Yeah, they're called dryers, is what they're
Floor
called.
dryer, okay.
It's a floor dryer, yeah.
Well, that's a good idea.
Floor dryer. Gotcha.
People were doing some like crazy weird shit with like ice blocks
Yeah, well, there
in
is
the
a lot.
buckets and like the
Ice
fan
coolers
in
and-
the ice.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't quite understand what they were doing.
Uh,
Some
it-
guy tried to tell me that's how you cool your room down. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'll get through it.
yeah. Good fan work.
Yeah.
But you know, Costco had those $400 air conditioners. They work great.
Gone, probably.
Oh yeah, those things
Yeah.
sell out fast.
Yeah.
Well, they had them. They've had them less.
Is that the
summers.
ones you put in the window, or the ones that are just like
Well-
off on the side and has the tube that like rolls
Yeah, the
up
tube
into
that you put out, and it's pretty easy to because it's got a thing that you can put the little deal on, so
It's like the adapter to the frame to your window,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a piece of cake to use. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, maybe we'll have a use for those this summer. We'll see. You never know.
Hope so.
Yeah, it'd be nice for a little bit warmer. At least in July. When July's shitty, it's kind of like feels like a bummer because once July passes, it's like, oh man, like
That's it.
August can be nice, but it's never going to be like June and July.
Yeah.
So once it's passed, if it wasn't nice, you're kind of shit out of luck after that.
Yeah, I think if you got visitors coming up, I always say June. June's
Yeah.
the month to come. That's when the fish start running.
Yep.
And the weather's normally the nicest around that time. July can get iffy. August, it's going to be raining.
Yep.
Yeah. Anybody listening, tonight is the night Or if you're listening on Saturday, Monday is, if you're listening on audio, tonight is the night of the live podcast at the Palmer Alehouse. It is going to be from 6 to 8. We're probably going to be up there a little bit earlier and a little bit later. BHA is throwing this event with us. They have their own beer that Bear Paw Brewing Company brewed for them. There's going to be a big giveaway out there. If you go up there and you buy a raffle ticket or you buy a beer, you get a raffle ticket. I forgot how they worked it out legally. But there's going to be some beer and there's going to be some raffle tickets. We're going to have a big group of us going out there, so we'd love for you guys to join us, do a little greet and meet and support BHA, sign up for BHA, and we'll have some of our merch out there. If you haven't picked up a hoodie or a shirt or something like that, we'd love to see any of you audience out there at Palmer House Monday night, January 16th, 6 to 8.
Yeah, so this will air
That Monday.
but the YouTube will be Saturday, so that'll be over the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stoked about that, man. Been sending out the text messages and letting the crew know. Come out and check it out. You ever been out to the Palmer Alehouse?
Yeah, I was just there 2 weeks ago.
Cool. Yeah.
I think I got the cold room.
Uh-oh. 2 weeks ago, it was really cold, though.
It was
very
freezing,
cold.
That's an older building. I don't think it really maintains a level of heat.
A lot of windows and
well,
it's
you got
drafty,
that.
too.
Yeah, but then you got the workers that are working around and they get hot, and then you got the customers that come in and they're cold. So
yeah,
you can't have customers. They do it, but I mean they're sitting there in their jackets and eating.
Yeah,
that's
true.
kind of an uncomfortable.
I see that a lot in restaurants in town. Plus, is that just kind of an Alaskan thing?
What's that?
Like just seeing people sitting around with their jackets on eating dinner? I mean, I see it all the time when I go into places. I see people sitting there with their jackets. And if it's cold in there, I get it.
Yeah.
But it feels like most people sit down and, like, they're just comfortable just staying in the jacket. And I'm like, man, take your jacket off and stay a while. Like, it's...
Yeah, a lot of people are like that. I don't know. It depends on where you're sitting, too. Like at the Moose's Tooth, you could sit by a doorway and really get cold, or you could, get a nice booze,
Sure. Yeah, or belly up, right?
Yeah.
Are you a regular over there?
Yeah, I am.
You are? Okay.
Where? Moose's Tooth?
At Moose's Tooth.
And you belly up?
I'll belly
Is that
up.
your go-to?
Belly up
No shame. I love a good belly
Pipeline
up.
stout.
Well, is that your brew?
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, well,
They probably know as soon as they see you walk in, they just start pouring.
Well, I got to give my buddy Wyatt Boneman a shout out. He's a regular listener and a fan of the podcast, and he's been a day one supporter of us, since the beginning. And he gave me your business card about a year ago. And he's like, man, you got to have this guy on. He's just the coolest dude. And I put the two and two together here in the last week. As we were, looking at the schedule and upcoming events, and guests that you were coming on, I was like, oh, Bob's coming. And we talked, like a month and a half ago or whatever, to get you on the show. And I put the two and two together. I'm like, oh, shit. I bet he's a regular at Moose's Tooth, and that's how he knows Wyatt, because Wyatt goes there every other day or every day or whatever.
I don't know who that
Wyatt's
is.
a big, tall guy with a shaved head. He works at a body shop. I don't know if you know.
You probably recognize him by face.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he's there all the time.
His face is on his logo.
Yeah,
Well, I don't.
you must
I do
conversate-
that all the time. If I'm there, for example, I will pull out a free sample and walk up to somebody with a beard, and I'll compliment their beard, and I'd say, "Would you like to have some free beard butter?" And here's a card to go with it. And
Nice.
like at the fair this summer, we did that. I mean, I did 10 miles a day for 9 days.
Just
out there at
walking
the fair.
laps around the fair.
Yeah, from the beer cooler. This one's the beer cooler. But I mean, it was 27,000 steps on my iPhone.
Wow.
A
Getting
day.
in. Yeah.
And that's a little over 10 miles.
And it was rainy too.
Some days was, but you got to duck in. So, but we handed out 2,000 cards. We handed out 2,000 stickers. We handed out 1,000 samples, and just really, there were so many people with beards that I literally had to
Alaska.
say, I had to say short beards in the morning, medium beards in the afternoon, and long beards at nighttime, and then I would turn it around the other day and go the opposite way, because I could never remember if I'd already given them one.
Funny.
Because they just, after a while, they started
blended together.
run together. Yeah, so.
Smart.
What's your go-to food at the fair?
My food?
Yeah.
I take my motor home.
Oh, you don't eat nothing when you're walking around?
No, not really.
Really?
I think we've had the corn dogs, maybe.
Hand-dipped
when you got one of these, you don't just eat anything.
Because it'll end up all in there. You'll be advertising what you're eating.
Right, that's exactly right.
It is actually really a pain in the ass.
It is.
To eat with a beard. I love having one, but I have to. I was just having a wedge salad last night. Blue cheese wedge. Love that. Favorite salad. And tons and tons of blue cheese dressing. I love it heavy.
All in your
But I had to wipe my mouth every single bite because I was self-conscious that there was like a drip over here, a drip over there, down here, I'm like turning around and talking. And weren't we somewhere? We were at the Palmer Alehouse a few weeks ago having a meeting with the GM over there about the pint night and the setup and the whole thing kind of behind the scenes. And I don't know how long I was talking with that damn cheese bread chunk. You're like, you're looking at me, you're like this. And I was like, God damn, how long was I like that? Like, tell me right away. Like, don't let it drag on like it's going to fall out, because it is not going to fall out.
Well, my wife does a good job of that. She'll sit across from me and she'll let me know as soon as I have something somewhere,
She's your food moderator.
But the biggest mess I had was we went to the movies. And I love popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, does it look okay? Oh, yeah. Yeah. So then we get out and we go to a store. And I walk by this mirror, and here's 1,000 little pieces of salt everywhere. And I'm thinking, oh, my God.
At what point can you throw it over your shoulder and tie it up and get it out of the way?
Not yet.
Close.
It is. I do wrap it around and put it behind my neck when I'm reading at nighttime.
How long has this length been growing for you?
3 years. 3 years and 3 months.
And then you trim up the sides and...
I just shave. I don't trim nothing except my mustache. That's the only thing I trim. Everything else, I've never cut anything else off of it. So, but beards is he probably knows, but you keep yours. Do you keep it that length?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So see, it's most
a little
beards,
bushy right now, though.
Yeah, most beards will grow longer right here and shorter here. Mm-hmm. So like this is a lot shorter in here. See.
Oh.
Yeah, mine is too. When you actually open it up, it's shorter right here.
Right. So
I fill it in from the sides, like what you're doing.
Right. So it's a little bit, it's you just have to let them go. You just have to let it go. That's all there is to it, And this is the first time I've actually done one where I didn't have a full beard. Usually mine's like that, but I haven't even done one of those in years. I mean, I started one about 6 years ago, but I only lasted about 7 or 8 months. Then I had to for a
How
reason.
do you grow in from the side, naively, obviously, how do you grow in from the sides, and if you were to want to start a full...
blending it?
Yeah, I could do that.
It's like growing out a mullet or an awkward haircut.
You can actually do that pretty easy, because a lot of this style of a beard, you see a lot of them will have more like what his is on the side,
Yeah.
And then it just goes right down into that. See, so it would only take me probably about 3 or 4 weeks to have something that would blend in a little bit,
That's fast.
But it is kind of getting thick now, it's building out this way now. So I don't know. But this time I just wanted to have the goatee.
Yeah.
It's a little bit bigger than a goatee, but that's what, that's basically what it is. So.
Do you want to get that to a length, or are you just going till your wife says time to trim?
Oh, she did that on week 3. That's funny how it started. I mean, we went to I didn't always go to the state fair, but 3 years ago, we went to the state fair, and she says, my hearing aids are beeping on me. Can you hear them?
I heard those.
I heard it a little bit, too.
Yeah.
I was wondering what that noise was.
There we go.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, that's much
Sounded like a Tweety,
good.
like a
I thought
Tweety
she
bird.
was whistling.
I know,
at
a
me.
few
I
times.
didn't know.
I probably
Whistling
was,
at that
Bob.
beard.
You can't be talking about your beard like that. I'm a lady that likes a good beard, okay?
Getting a little excited over there, Emily.
Bob's bad.
So No, it's Bad Bob.
Oh, sure. My bad. Either way.
This lady out in the Eagle River, she writes out a check and says, bad ass. No, I said, don't put bad ass on that. Put Bad Bob. She says, I don't know why I want to call you badass. I says, I don't know why either. Because my mom says I don't even got an ass. Okay, so I don't know where that's coming from. She every time I go in there when she buys some more products, she always tells everybody around her, yeah, I just want to call him badass.
It's that goatee beard, Bob.
Yeah. Is your wife a teacher?
What's that?
Is your wife a teacher?
Yes.
Okay. I met your wife yesterday.
When?
By chance,
Oh,
yesterday.
awesome.
Crazy coincidence.
I was, and this is what I was going to tell you before we started. I went to a training at the school district after school, 4 to 6, and
Does she know you?
No, and we didn't know each other. And she was sitting at a different table, and they were doing like an icebreaker thing, and where you have to build something with spaghettis and build the tallest tower or whatever. And I noticed her white water bottle had one of your stickers on it. And
You're like, hey.
well, I meant to say something, and I saw the sticker, and I was like, well, people have stickers all the time. I don't know if she's connected, but we got into doing the project or the contest, and we actually won. Your wife and I and the other 2 ladies that were with us, we built the tallest thing, and I meant to ask her. I said I was going to ask her if she was somehow connected to you, because it was like the only sticker on her big white water bottle, and I noticed, and I was like, we got Bob coming on tomorrow in my head, and I meant to tell her that, but then the training went on, and I missed my opportunity to talk to her.
Yeah.
And so then as I was researching you today, I saw a picture of her and you, and I was like, man, I should have said something.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, that was her.
So tell her I said hello, and
will.
congratulations on winning the spaghetti noodle tower.
So many talents in the family.
Oh, yeah. She's got a lot of talent when it comes to that. Are you a teacher?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Where do you teach at?
I'm at Wonder Park Elementary. She's what, Muldoon?
She's in Muldoon, yeah. So Wonder Park's Title I school, isn't it?
Yep. Yes, it is.
How long have you been there?
This is my 9th year at Wonder Park. This is my 21st year in the district. I was at another school, Campbell.
I think next year is going to be her 9th year period.
Yeah.
She started back to school. We got married in 2000. In 2001, we had our son Clark. And so she started going to school when he started going to school. And when he got from at Ravenwood in Eagle River, at 6th grade, he said, you're not following me no more. We're done. But by
Gotta
that
go
time,
work somewhere else, Mom.
by that time, she was kind of hooked on the whole thing.
Yeah.
So she went back to college full time, got her degree, and has been teaching at Muldoon ever since.
Right on. Good for her.
Muldoon Elementary, is that the one if you are heading
On Muldoon?
right
Nice.
south
Nice.
of Muldoon on the right side, kind of behind like Cabin Tavern back in there?
No, it'd be
Cabin Tavern's
across
on the
from
other
Cabin.
side. Yeah.
Okay, so Muldoon Elementary is the school on the left side behind the old 7-Eleven and all that.
Yeah,
on,
yeah, right. It's back
What
there.
is
about
that?
3
16th
blocks.
or whatever? No,
Sherry
not
Street or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's back tucked in there.
That's a Title I school too, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
They had a great principal, Leroy Grant.
Yep.
Fantastic guy. I mean, just an incredible guy. Him and his wife they both retired last year though.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Big outdoor guy. He was my principal actually at Campbell when I was there.
Oh, she was. That's right.
No, Leroy was.
Oh, he was.
Leroy was my principal. Years back, he used to be at a different school. And I was at a different school, and he was the principal there for a couple of years before he moved to Muldoon. And yeah, his wife's the principal too.
Yeah.
Right? Did she retire?
Yeah, they both
They
did.
both did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for them. Man, they live in the valley too. They would drive in every day. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was a nice guy. He was a nice guy.
Yeah.
Super into snow machining and outdoor stuff.
He-
We
you
got
know,
along great.
With the Title I money, he knew how to not manipulate it, but he knew how to use it. And he actually got the funding for a brand new John Deere with a heated cab snow plow with a brush on it and the whole 9 yards.
Oh,
for the school?
Yeah, for
keep it
school.
clean.
And the Title I program paid for it.
Yep.
Yeah. He was able to make the funds work.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it if he was the one out there. Let me test this thing out. Let me get this.
Yeah.
Let me get this sidewalk
Wants
cleared
those
up.
sidewalks nice and clean. Nobody's slipping.
He'd be out there. I mean, if the other guys wasn't doing it, he'd do it. I mean, he was there every morning at 5 o'clock. I mean, he
is a dedicated man to education, and thank you to him for all the work he's done. He was hard. He was tough, though. He was tough on a lot of people.
But he was. And you know,
Probably an awesome mentor, though.
So many of the teachers, not many, but I mean, there was a lot of teachers that, God, can't wait till he's gone.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh.
Now they can't wait till he comes back. And
Exactly.
My wife said, I hate to tell you this, but he ain't coming back.
He ain't
done.
But he drove his ship how he thought it was supposed to be driven, and he did a good job. And sometimes that's tough, and you don't realize that. I mean, I've had several principals, but when you have a great leader like him, you know, it makes a difference. Everyone gets in line. Yeah, you know, and then that's the betterment of the families.
And they just didn't like that. They didn't like. I mean, a lot of it was just so petty. Well, you've been in it long enough to know how that pettiness comes about. You know where it comes from. So
drama and everything, right?
But she's good.
Yeah. He was a good guy, and congratulations to him for retiring. And one day, hopefully, I'm there too.
Oh yeah, soon enough.
Yep. Welcome to Alaska Wild Project, episode 98. Today we have Bob Reynolds from Bad Bob's Alaskan Beard Products.
Be bad.
An Alaskan tradition.
Tradition. You can find Bob's stuff on his website, which is badbobsalaskanbeardproducts.com. We are trying to convince him throughout this show to start his social media campaign because as we research you don't have a Twitter, you don't have a Facebook, you don't have an Instagram, you definitely don't have a TikTok.
Tiki-takis.
Well,
no Twitter, no nothing.
You'll save a whole bunch of steps at the fair with a couple clicks on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I got the web page up here, and there's a where to buy tab on your website, which your website's awesome. Very clean, simple, easy to navigate. Man, you got your stuff all over the place. Eagle River, Anchorage, Matsu, Interior.
Homer to Prudhoe Bay right now. We got 60 stores, a little over 60 stores selling.
Cow.
Yeah.
I mean, you just scrolled it. I mean, this thing just scrolls and scrolls.
I want to hear the story of Bad Bob.
Bad Bob. Oh.
Well, let's back up before we get to Bad Bob, because I know that you said that you've been here 60 years, on and off in Alaska. As I was looking you up, and it said that you moved to here in 1959, and then you went to the Navy, and then you came back. So why don't we start way back then when Tudor Road was a dirt road?
Yeah, tell us.
Peanuts are getting thrown on the floor.
Tell us when it was just east and west.
I can tell you it was just west.
It was, I mean, that's right. It was just west. Oh, man. East was the second high school.
East was the second high school, yeah.
Okay.
And I think 64 was the first graduating class.
97. Right here, T-Bird. You got a fellow T-Bird on your hands.
97?
Yeah. You don't want to.
I'm a West Sider. Eagle.
Not even going to say my year. Bob's like, wow, you guys are babies.
You know, I remember when that school was built, when East High was built, it was a dirt road. Let's see, from D-Bar. I believe it's from D-Bar down. Because on the corner of D-Bar used to be a racetrack.
Is that where
What kind of racetrack?
It was paved, so it was a quarter track, I think.
Where the mechanics shop and like Marita Ski and all that were right there?
Yeah, most of that corner right there. Yeah,
Okay.
I think a lot of the there's a gold something motorhome or trailer park in there.
Your Golden Nugget or something?
Yeah, the Golden Nugget, right? Mm-hmm. And then that whole trailer court right there. Was back behind it. It was a big area. You know, it was a really huge, big area.
Yeah. There was a racetrack right there?
Yeah, there was a racetrack right there.
I'll be damned.
There used to be one on the corner of O'Malley and Old Seward.
Okay.
As well.
All right.
Yeah.
Racing what?
O'Malley and
Cars.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's all. Like cars, go-karts,
like sprint
motorcycles.
cars?
They were actually like a full-size 32 Ford type stuff,
Okay.
and
Hot rod.
hot rod type stuff. Yeah, there was
Yeah.
a bunch of guys out on Boniface and Muldoon. They were old car racers, and then they kind of graduated up. I don't really know if it had anything to do with the Fur Rendezvous, but in the Fur Rendezvous, they also had races downtown.
Oh, yeah, man.
Car races.
I missed that.
Down by the port down there.
Yeah, they built
Yeah.
that track and put the big snow berms up
Yeah.
in the corners. And
Well, we had a friend that worked at the railroad, so we used to
Oh.
go upstairs and get on top of
nice.
the railroad station and watch them come down that street.
Oh,
go right
wow.
by through and go back up
Perfect.
again. It was a beautiful
best
spot to
view.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the best view. Yeah, well, that was cool.
yeah, so tell us a little bit more about that history. So what was it like growing up back then? What'd you do?
Well, we had fun.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It's just a lot of things that are no longer here. Like Sears was a place people went and fished and shot ducks and stuff like that. The Sears Mall used to be a big old duck pond, basically.
Crazy.
There. Same with way out here. I mean, Mold Diamond, you drive out to Diamond, and it was all potato fields out there.
Really?
You know where the Hideaway Club is?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure
Well, that
do.
was the place where everybody went if they looked old enough, because they had a drive-up window. So you could just pull in, drive up to that window, and
get a beer?
get a case of beer.
Wow.
Yeah,
what I'm talking about.
They were pretty well known for. They always thought you looked about right.
They're known for making a sale.
yeah.
Known for making a sale. Yeah,
That's
Well,
very
that was-
similar to
that was-
you guys
Bill-
probably remember the Billik Inn.
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't know the Billik. You're West
okay.
Sider.
So that was owned by John and Marie.
Yeah.
Okay, and
On D-Bar.
on D Bar. No, it was
it
on
on the-
Muldoon.
No, it was on the bar.
The bar right behind
Oh.
the Russian Jack Plaza.
I'm talking about the theater.
Oh, we're talking about the Billik Inn where we used to get beer.
The Billik Inn's the bar behind it was
It's kind of by Hacienda over there.
Baxter and DeBar. Right
Yeah.
there's
Baxter and DeBar. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, the old Billik. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right across the street there. It's on the same side that the little strip mall's on right
You got
now.
it.
Yeah,
Yep, it was right
there.
behind
yeah,
that.
the Billik Inn, yeah. No, I thought you were talking about wasn't that the name of the drive-in theater on Muldoon, the Billik Inn?
Oh, I don't remember that.
Billik.
Man, that's before my
That was
time.
a Totem. You're talking about before Totem?
Yeah, before. Oh, was it-
Or you
yeah,
think
before Totem. Yeah.
Before Totem. Yep, that's.
I mean,
before
it
my
started
time.
off as a nice movie theater place, and then they wouldn't get no business. Well, drive-in theaters in Alaska, they're not going to get a lot of business anymore.
No way.
So then they
Yeah.
switched to X-rated movies.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
And then they had more crowds on the outside of the fence than they had on the inside. But you remember
a
that
little
theater?
weird.
Remember the theater when it was there?
I don't remember
Because
that.
that's where it's still a theater out there right now. Totem Theater,
Yeah.
same spot right
Oh,
there.
okay. Right on the curve
There's
there.
the theater at McDonald's, and there's this big house.
Yeah.
Well, that big house used to be the snack bar downstairs.
Oh.
And the people that owned the
Funny.
theater lived upstairs. And then the theater, the back of the screen, you could see from Muldoon Road.
Oh.
So you had to be around the back to see.
There
the
must
movie.
have been nothing at that time there. Around that.
Oh, yeah. None of
area.
that stuff was there.
Yeah.
No residential.
No,
Like none of the
because-
neighborhoods, yeah.
Yeah, even Muldoon, when it came up, it took that right. I can't remember what street that is, 32nd or something like some street.
36th.
36, and then went back around to Patterson
Yep.
and came back out on Tudor Road.
Oh. it was-
Because, right, there used to be a family in town called the Marinos. They played hockey a lot, Tony Marino, and it was like 5 boys, 6 boys. They all played hockey. Their dad was a... Anyway, they had a big house right there. And everybody
Okay.
said, oh, yeah, that's where Tony lives, so we don't have to go around it. But anyway, all dirt road. So when they built that...
there you go.
excuse me.
There you go.
When they built that, I thought you had something wrong with your mouth. So
Nope. Closer to the mic.
Yeah, something in the beard. Something in the beard.
Shake it out. Shake it out.
So when they built that, I had gone out. In my family, I was always looking for work. And so I knocked on the door, asked if they had any work. And they said, yeah, we need somebody to dig all these holes for these speaker jacks. So I went home, got all my brothers, and we went out there. We dug every one of them holes. And it was just a big, it was kind of like a swamp that they covered up. They must have drug some ground off or something, because I don't remember it being really swampy. But the amount of rocks we found tells me that they put a lot of gravel in there.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a gravel area. You know,
No,
gravel
it's wet.
areas usually are all birch trees, not crap they had in there. So, yeah, I mean, big rocks. I mean, my brothers, they weren't very happy about it. But they don't know what they were paying us. I can't even remember anymore. But I remember that.
Not enough, but it was
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, and then we had the Coke show.
The Coke show?
The Coke show.
What was that
You got
exactly?
to give a little bit more
Right.
detail.
I'm kind of like
Where
raising an
brains are
eyebrow
running.
there.
No,
Like, I mean, Coca-Cola.
No dollar bills, no lines, none of that stuff.
All right.
Cocaína.
Okay, we can cancel
This
that
was
out.
across from where the Sears Mall is now. Right across from there is a place, and I think there's still a little building up on top of it. Anyway, it was there by itself, and there was a disc jockey up there. And you could,
Across from Sears, so which side?
so Northern Lights.
Okay,
So on the other side of Northern Lights.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, north side.
So north side of Northern Lights, yeah. And people would come in there. It's still a dirt road. They got their hot rods. They'd pull up to the little speakers. They'd order their food, and girls would come out on roller skates. Or I can't remember if they paved that lot. I think it was
Dad
paved
told
in
me
the
about
end,
that.
but it wasn't paved in the beginning. So there was no roller skates in the beginning. But I think there was in the end, and I can't really for sure remember that because I've been to places where they did have roller skates. I'm not really sure if they ever got to that part or not there. And the people that owned that, they owned Park Lane's bowling alley in Mountain View.
oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
Well, go figure.
Yeah. And then the guy that was the disc jockey, he later ended up in Kenai, and I think he was in some kind of political something or something. I can't remember what his name was even. Dick Clark? No, that's the other guy.
Say, I don't think so.
Yeah, so then we had a big disc jockey that came to town somewhere along. Do I have to have these on?
No, you don't.
No, you don't have to. You can.
I mean, they keep slipping off, and I can hear everybody just fine.
Yeah, you don't have to have
wear
them on.
'em.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
no.
don't have to
Okay, well,
wear
I
'em.
was
Take
gonna
them
take
off.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works better for you.
So
yeah.
there was a disc jockey that came to town. I'm going to say sometime right around 63, 64. And he didn't know how to say Spinard. So he would say downtown Spinnard. And the whole town was just cracking up. Downtown Spinnard, everything he did was, and right downtown Spinnard, So that was a pretty good little old gig, And then Blaine's Paint Store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, up on top of Blaine's Paint Store, before they, I don't even know if it was Blaine's Paint Store at the time, but above the second floor, or the second floor of that building, they built a dance floor, which was about 7 inches off of the floor that was already there. And they built it with a wood that would bounce.
Oh, so you
And
get
they
your
just-
bounce on.
Yeah,
up in
so
there.
it would actually bounce when you're moving. And I don't know why they did it that way, but that was a pretty big nightclub type event people like to go to there. I can't remember what the name of it was either,
They call that the club.
Yeah, the club.
Blaine's Bouncy House.
Blaine's down. Blaine's
Were you here in the earthquake?
What's that?
Were you here in the big earthquake?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
64.
Yeah, actually, I was in Mountain View Drive. I was this friend of mine, Donnie Mickelson, he's since passed away, but he and I was working in a job after school. We were cleaning up construction work. And when we got done with that, we would go to his mom's diner in Mountain View. So the little square 25 by 25 foot block building that sells cigarettes that's on the right-hand side if you're heading north going into Mountain View. So you got Houlihan's,
Yep.
you got the gas station,
Yes.
Yep.
and then you get into the S curves. You got the kitchen, the butcher shop.
Yep.
Okay.
And you got the cleaning company, and then he's right around the next corner. Right there is this little square building.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Right
so-
before the ball fields.
Huh?
Right before the ball fields.
Nope.
Yeah. No,
It's the other way.
You're going the other way.
Oh.
The other way.
Oh,
If
okay,
you're
where there's
going
like- it's
west,
like- okay,
if you're
got
going
it.
west and past Houlihan's,
Yeah.
you do a little curve.
Okay.
And now there's actually two cigarettes. There's like
Yeah,
a
there
little
is.
one
There's
on
one
the
across the
left
street
and there's
and
one
one
on the
over
right.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one over on the right hand side heading north though has been there the longest, and so his folks owned that, and it wasn't very big. It was 25 by 25, I think, at the most. But it was a little diner, So we went in there, we ordered our food, and all of a sudden, the earthquake started, and his mother had yelled out that the candy machine was falling, and so I kind of turned around. It was one of those old style candy machines that had a mirror. and you pulled on the button or on the knob, and the candy bar would fall out, right?
Oh, like the old cigarette.
This thing is falling out. So I got out of my chair and went over, and I pushed it up against the wall, and I looked out the window, and Mountain View Drive looked like about a 15-foot swell. It just went like that. I mean, I was dumbfounded. I had no idea what I was looking at that point in time.
Right.
I mean, the telephone poles were going like this.
Holy cow.
Laying down.
I mean, the whole bowl liquefied. I mean, Mountain View was probably some of the better ground, to tell you the truth.
Yep. It's up on bedrock right there.
And Elmendorf is the same way. They came in here in the 30s, and they figured out where the best ground was.
Yeah, put the base right here.
They got the good stuff. But the rest of the ground, I mean, if it wasn't for the timing of the whole thing, there would have been so many people die. I mean, that grade school that fell off the mountain, off Government Hill, it just collapsed and went on down. The only people in it was 4 janitors or 8, and they just ran, so they didn't get hurt. 5:35, everybody was on the road home.
Oh, it was that late in the afternoon?
5:35 in the evening, and it lasted for 5 minutes. Someone said 5:30, maybe lasted 5 minutes and 35 seconds or something. I don't know, but
that's crazy, man. A 5 minute must have felt like an eternity.
My mom.
Like it's never going to stop.
5 minutes.
J.C. Penney's is 4 stories.
Yeah.
During the earthquake, it was 5 stories before the earthquake. They never rebuilt the 5th floor. My mom was the shoe store manager of the J.C. Penney's store on the 5th floor, and her wall was the wall that fell on 5th Avenue.
Wow.
I mean, it just...
So she just watched it just...
No, she was off that day.
Oh, wow. Thank goodness.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't all know that because we were, I had 4 brothers and a sister, and we all were all on this,
Yeah, so in that time, and, I'm thinking about technology and now and, like, what you do, and it's like you try and call your people and, like...
Yeah, ham radio. Ham radio. Yeah. And then you drive home, walk home, get home somehow to find out what else is going on, because we didn't have no communications with anybody.
Nope.
Phones or nothing like that, Actually, most people, I don't think anybody even knew what happened for a while, for minutes afterwards. I mean, I actually originally thought that it was the Army, having another...
Doing some training.
Yeah,
or
training with, some big stuff,
Yeah.
But when Mountain View Drive went by like that, I kind of forgot about that idea, wasn't there, so...
So did anything in that building, in that cafe, collapse on you guys? Or
nope.
Did it
same building, same there. Yeah, it's still there.
It stood.
Wow. It's amazing. A wood frame building is not really that bad. I mean, a wood frame can kind of move a little bit. Steel's a little different. Steel can. Like were you guys all here for the last earthquake? And what was it?
18.
18.
Yeah, November 18. Yeah.
Huh?
It was November of 18.
Yeah. Okay. So in 18, the ground was doing this. In 64, the ground was doing this. It was
rolling.
Doing that.
A totally different earthquake. But it lasted 5 minutes. I mean, that's a long time to be figuring out. The one in 18, I think it was like 37 seconds or something like that. It was not very long at all.
No, it was just
but they were
really hard.
And then there were aftershocks for days and like weeks.
Oh, yeah. Aftershocks. We could hear them coming. And they would just come down, and you could hear them coming, and everybody's trying to decide, okay, am I going to get out of bed again or what?
Like, how bad is it going to be?
And it would just roll underneath the house and roll around up the street to the next house.
Like, okay, back to bed. That was it.
Yeah, I mean, it was just funny how it was a different, totally different type of an earthquake, for sure.
Would the roll come from the mountains, or was it coming from the ocean side?
Like the tectonic.
Well, I would show it to come up to the mountain and then bounce back.
Well, I don't know. I've always looked at the damage that was out at Earthquake Park, and I assumed that most of it
started.
That was the epicenter in the Anchorage area anyway. I don't even remember where the epicenter was.
I was going to ask you, where was that?
Maybe look that up real quick. I'm curious on where the actual epicenter is.
I don't remember exactly where that was at.
Yeah.
I guess I would have guessed Anchorage. It was pretty damn big.
Yeah, and they actually, I think they put out some numbers that they think that it was a lot stronger than what they initially
I've heard it was. A 10. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard a 10. If they had today's instruments to measure with in the 64, it would have measured a 10. But they don't bother me too much. I mean, because they're over so quick.
So it was really close to. It was really close to Anchorage. It was in the Sound.
Valdez.
The rupture started approximately 25 kilometers beneath the surface, with its epicenter about 6 miles east of the mouth of College Fjord.
And they're saying 9.2. Is that what I see?
Now
56 miles west of Valdez, 75 miles east of Anchorage. So it's pretty much in the sound.
And then it destroyed a town in California, on the coast of California. There, Redding, is it Redding, California?
Yeah,
Is that what it was?
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the tidal wave that was a result of that.
Was it tsunami or tidal wave?
Tsunami, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was tsunami. Because Valdez too got destroyed.
Valdez and Seward
Yep.
got wiped
I
out,
remember
right?
reading
Yeah.
a book.
Whittier got wrecked pretty good.
Yeah.
That was a pretty some sad things there that happened in Whittier. Valdez, it was, I think there was quite a few people. Most of the people died in Valdez, if I remember correctly.
Well, the old Valdez town had to get. That's why that old town doesn't exist anymore. The original town, and they moved it closer to the mountains where it is today. So if you guys have been to Valdez, everybody been to Valdez?
Yep.
So, you come into town and you kind of go through that, those flats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wet flats, and you kind of up against the hill, and you
then
kind
it
of
hooks to the
curves into
right.
town.
Yeah.
So before that flat on the left side, out on that point, that's where Valdez used to be.
Valdez town, yeah.
That's where the old town was. Well, there's nothing there because it all got washed out.
It's like marsh.
Yeah. I mean, there's neighborhoods and some trailers and some people live out there, properties and commercial zoning area. But then, then they moved it over. You guys hear the little squeaking sound?
No.
I do.
Yeah.
What's that?
It makes.
Like-
I'm wondering
like a-
if it's still your hearing aids.
Are they in your pocket?
Your hearing aids?
Oh, it could be.
I think we were
Yeah.
hearing some feedback.
Some feedback. Yeah.
Really? I don't hear it.
You don't hear
Yeah, I
it?
was hearing it.
I wonder if I was tripping.
You could be tripping.
Tripping, Bob.
It's very possible, Bed Bob. He is always tripping.
I
Well, I
trip a
noticed the
lot.
pipe's over here on this side.
Maybe that's why I don't hear it.
Bob, we call that thing the old man.
Now I'm really
Yeah.
hearing it.
Yeah, it's the Sherman, the old.
Now do you hear it?
I hear
Oh
it.
yeah,
They're
it is
whistling.
that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have this in my
Oh yeah.
They're
You got-
howling.
They are howling. That's kind of crazy how they're.
Oh yeah. Well, it's throwing out a signal, probably catching it on that. Yeah, go ahead and
Chuck
put
them
that
out of the
on.
window. You don't need those.
Yeah, we got you, Bob. We got you, Bob.
Well, if you go there, when you go to Valdez and you see where it used to be, there's still some remnants of old buildings, and
Yeah.
it's oh shit, this wasn't a very good idea to put town here.
Yeah.
It's
And
really
those end up
close
being
to
the
the title.
coolest towns.
I
Same
know.
with with Whittier, right? Those end up being the coolest towns, and it's but they're the ones that are the most vulnerable
Yeah.
when we have a natural disaster.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you now, during that earthquake, a pretty cool deal that happened to us is my dad and the neighbor across the street had been working on a fishing boat for about 2 years, 3 years maybe, putting new motor and caulking on it and some whatever else was available in 64. And my dad said he wanted to take a couple of the boys out of school and take the boat down the inlet and get it into Seward. And my mom said, well, you don't have a couple boys that's even passing in school, so they're not going nowhere. So that's kind of how the story went.
Damn.
So anyway, him and Phil went down there, and they just turned around, and Phil's wife went down and picked him up in the car and brought him back. That was on Wednesday. The earthquake was Friday. Never saw the boat again.
Oh wow.
God.
And we was going to spend the whole weekend there.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
So
Damn good thing. you weren't
failing
there.
isn't always a bad thing.
That's
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. You
Ain't
failed
that the
yourself right to
truth,
living.
man?
Yeah. So that was an interesting fact about the earthquake. That was
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
never
what?
saw
As we're talking about that, let's take a quick break, and I want
Yep.
you to look up a bunch of pictures, if you can,
Of the earthquake
of the
itself?
earthquake
Oh,
stuff,
hell yeah, I'm on it.
Valdez,
I'm on
and some of the other ones, and we can take a look at those, and then we'll jump into some
Yeah.
other stuff. We'll be right back.
Barney Sports Chalet, supplying hunters with the best hand-selected gear since 1963. Barney specializes in supplying hunters with the absolute best Alaskan-proven gear on the market for some of nature's most rugged and demanding terrain. Whether you're headed to the remote volcanic islands of the Alaska Peninsula in search of a brown bear, or the shale-infested glacial valleys of the Brooks Range for Dall sheep, it is critical you choose the right gear for your dream hunt. Don't miss Barney's exclusive brand, Frontier Gear of Alaska, tested from the high mountains of Tajikistan to the extreme conditions of Alaska. These products were designed for high performance and durability. Frontier gear was derived from decades of experience hunting big game in Alaska. Paired with other top brands, it provides you the absolute best gear selection anywhere in the world. Stop in at Barney's Sports Chalet in Anchorage on Northern Lights or check out their custom website and reference tool at barneysports.com.
The Alaska chapter of Backcountry Hunters and Anglers. BHA is the voice of our Alaska public lands, waters, and wildlife. From national level policy work to engagement with boots on the ground projects from Kotzebue to Ketchikan. BHA performs public land cleanups, hunting and fishing clinics, and community education to help take your game to the next level. BHA's community-minded goal is to uphold our hunting and fishing legacy while keeping wildlands wild and fostering the next generation of sportsmen and women for years to come. Make sure to follow BHA Alaska for upcoming events, local brewery pint nights, and more. Stand up for Alaska public lands and waters by supporting the Alaska chapter of Backcountry Hunters and Anglers. Join us today at backcountryhunters.org.
The Treehouse AK, your one-stop dispensary located at 341 Boniface Parkway. Be sure to ask the bud tender about their deal of the day, because honestly, there's always something good on deck. And guys, listen, this is where the culture lives. At the Treehouse, their dedication to servicing consumers has been developed through a lifetime of involvement in the cannabis culture. They're committed to providing the highest quality products at whatever value your budget affords, while always maintaining the deep-rooted principles that have carried them this far. Their focus is on relationships over transactions, and you can always depend on them to treat you with the respect you deserve. Hit them up at thetreehouseak.com, and remember, you must be 21 years of age to enter their store.
Total Truck and Alaska Overlander, Alaska's premier supplier for custom automotive accessories and overlanding products, providing all-inclusive rental vehicles and trailers custom outfitted to explore the Alaskan backcountry with a unique and convenient traveling experience. At Total Truck, you can find brands such as ARE, RSI Smart Caps, Goose Gear, iCamper, Front Runner, Rigid Lights, Rhino Linings bed liners, and everything you need to outfit your truck or SUV. Alaska Overlander provides 4x4 vehicles and expedition trailers custom modified for Alaskan adventures and outfitted with rooftop tents, fridges, and all the camping and cooking gear you need to start exploring. Visit them at alaskaoverlander.com.
We're learning Spanish.
Got all distracted because my stupid computers.
Un poquito español.
He's got his Google search set on Spanish.
I didn't set that though. It's like it did it on its own. I don't know.
It's still in Spanish.
That's weird.
No, go back. You didn't click out of it. Yeah, go back to the idiomas.
Need another one? Yeah.
Idiomas. Yep.
Uno más.
Down. ID idiomas.
Uno más.
All right.
Yeah.
Now you see there. You'll be able to choose there.
Got it.
There you go, and save Gardar.
hit the Gardar.
Hit the
No,
Gardar.
no,
No,
you didn't hit the Gardar.
There you go, guys.
Good.
We got a PC guy going to Mac these days.
You're
It's a
really
learning
doing
curve.
In
it.
a curve.
You're really doing it. Congratulations.
I'm doing okay though.
You're
I'm
doing good.
navigating through it. It's been a challenge, but
Just a couple different things going on.
I mean, I really like it, man. This new Mac is pretty sweet. I mean, a lot of it is the same English, but
We did.
it's just like everything that's usually on the right is over on the left.
Yeah. Gotcha.
We need to do a hard tutorial, man.
Yeah, we will. Okay, so we pulled up some pictures of the earthquake there. Is there one specific that you want to pull up there?
I want to go up a little bit. I saw one earlier when you had this up here.
So this is like
Right there.
specific to Valdez. The road split.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's Elmendorf.
we took a the guy that I was
God
working
damn.
for at the time, and a kid. Remember my buddy? We were working for this guy cleaning up houses and stuff. Well, his girlfriend owned the Portage Inn,
Cool.
and so after the earthquake, he had us go
Where
down
was that?
in an old beat up truck and load up all of her stuff and bring it to town. And we had to walk across a makeshift bridge there at 20 Mile.
Yep.
And going down the road, we had a lot of.
You could stand up with that thing here. You can stand up with that mic too and put that up there and do a little
So
point.
we had a lot of cracks going down the highway on the Old
Put
Stewart
a little
Highway.
bit closer there.
And the Old Stewart Highway. But they weren't quite that big, but they were pretty much centered. And so we'd be, it wouldn't be too bad when you were when it wasn't snowing.
Oh, because you could
snowing, you couldn't see
the crack. It fills it up.
Yeah. But we made, I don't know, 4 or 5 trips down there to pick up that stuff because Portage sunk 8 feet.
Wow.
Girdwood, the old Girdwood grocery store and the town site was down there on the highway where that station is and everything.
Yeah.
So when it sunk, they started moving stuff up into the valley, store-wise,
Where Girdwood currently is now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, if you guys, I'm sure we've all been past it a million times, but there's still some like remnants of like structures.
Oh yeah,
down in the swamp that are sunk about 8 feet down.
Oh, on the Church of Girdwood on the right there.
Yeah. If you're going down there, still right around the Portage area, right there, you can still see a few old
shacky looking things out there. Yeah.
And they really were. Back then, that was a long time ago. Everything was smaller back then, anyway. And especially when you get out of town like that. So, yeah.
I was gonna.
Man, looking at those pictures, it's crazy. For those of us just listening, we got a bunch of the. If you haven't Googled it, just put in 1964 Good Friday earthquake, Alaska, and it's just amazing the pictures that. The devastation that happened.
Downtown
Valdez. Look, it's just like buildings on top of buildings. And
they all wedged into each other.
They just got pushed up in there. That's probably from the tsunami, right? That came in there and dragged stuff out.
That's it. Yep. Here's another angle of it.
Oh, man.
Wash the boats up.
I just can't imagine, like, having to
rebuild
everything,
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Well, how long would you say, Bob? When did normalcy come back? After that, when was it normal again? After that, because I think about 2018. It took us about a week, 2 weeks.
Right, we had some cracks in the roads, and
school
some damage
was closed and things happened. But I bet then it was a lot longer.
It was kind of. It obviously was not a blessing in disguise, but in a way it was because it created a lot of work. A lot of work, as you can see that, okay? Kids in school, my age, I had just got my driver's license. I don't know if I had while I was driving, I know that, but sometimes you didn't need one. But, you could get a job making really good money during the earthquake, so and a lot of people just did. They got their start in underground tunneling. The people that went to work for AWW probably just retired 10 years ago, stayed there with them and stuff like that. There was so much work. It just opened up a lot of work. And Anchorage back in that day, it was mostly the people that had money was military. And back in that day, military didn't even have money. But Anchorage was really very poor, all the way up until 74 when the pipeline started. Yeah. There just wasn't much there. It was almost all military. You had the Alaska Native Hospital, stuff like that. JCPenney's and stuff, and Northern Commercial Building was downtown. There was a fire down there, and that burnt down. They never rebuilt that, though.
There was no real driver, no economic driver.
What's that?
Till oil came, right?
Like an economic driver yet. There was
nothing.
Fishing and mining, and there was like...
There isn't even today when you think about it. If you take away all the oil...
Well, tourism is kind of...
the same problem. Only now the military is making good money.
Yeah.
So they could come into town and buy stuff. They don't have to stay on the base and buy it,
Yeah, it's my thought that it's going to be tourism, and that's it.
I remember I got a job. Yeah. My aunt and uncle lived on the base. And so I got a job working at the beer warehouse. And I don't know if you've ever seen how high you can stack bottled beer.
I'm noticing a trend, Bob.
But
a lot of beer talk going on.
So I was in that warehouse on the following big earthquake we had, which was another Friday, I think, Thursday or Friday. I can't remember.
It was a Friday.
Another Friday, yeah.
It was a Friday.
Freaky ass Fridays. What's up?
And it just, beer was falling everywhere. It was just crazy. And back then, it was the Olympia Stubbies were the beer of the day, Yeah. And
was it like the grenades?
No, they were like a beer bottle, but just shortened.
Yeah, just a little shortened.
I know it.
Yeah, that's. They didn't have the long neck on them. They just a little bit fatter or something. I don't know what they were, but they were good.
Yeah,
they drank.
Right. Yeah,
they drank.
They were.
I remember Black Label. Black label at $3.99 a case.
Ooh.
Lucky Lager you could get at $3.99 a case too when it was on sale. But it was normally it was $2.58 a 6-pack. No, that's not true either. I guess
less than that.
Can't even get a gallon of gas for that.
A lot less. $1.29. It was $1.29 a
sounds more
6-pack.
like it.
$2.58 for 2 6-packs. That's what it was. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So you had to learn how to lie.
Yeah.
Cheap drinking.
You mentioned the pipeline, and as I was reading up on you that you did some work on those days up there.
Yeah, I had just myself and a bunch of guys that we all hung around. You know, we were all waiting for the pipeline to start, and so once it started in '74, as far as the hall was very active in calling people out. Mm-hmm. And so we all, I mean, me and my best friend and I, we both went out at the same time. His brother went out at the same time, and I mean, everybody we knew, everybody left.
So was it just like, okay, I'm a laborer, I'm this, I'm that, or was it just
I was already a Teamster at the time, so I was a truck driver for a moving company. I drove truck for a moving company anyway, and so I took a job out as a forklift operator.
Perfect.
Okay. But when I got there, the forks was attached to a 988 loader.
Oh, wow.
Or actually, it was a 966 loader, which was one of the smaller ones, but
But that's not exactly a forklift.
not exactly a forklift, you know.
Like, this ain't what I signed up for. Hold up.
They got to pay me more money for this.
I need some more beers.
CDL.
That was a bad deal. So then I got transferred off of that. But I mean, I was there for a couple of weeks with it. And, you know, a lot of my job was to take the dumpster out to the dump and dump the dumpsters over and pick them up with a forklift or whatever. And you'd see white fox out there all night long.
Oh, really?
Really cute, you know, little foxes, you know. They're all about like this big and about that tall,
Yeah,
you know.
bebopping around.
Yeah, just out there around everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I took a job as a flatbed operator, and my job was to back up to a C-130 with the ramp down and undo the winch and hook onto a sled and winch it onto the flatbed and take it to the camp, which was about twice as far as from here to Napa.
Oh, so just a quick jaunt.
One a day.
Wow.
One a day. That was so you're working hard.
So I was working hard.
Slow moving.
Real slow.
So
winch.
the first week I was there doing that, a C-130 came in at Galbraith Lakes, which was just south of us, and caught on fire and killed a guy.
Oh, my God.
So the next day, they said, okay, no more fuel at nighttime. All the fuel's daytime. So I thought, well, now I'm going to get shifted to nighttime. So then the next day, this other guy at Teamster shows up, and he's looking, and he says, this is my truck. And I said, no, it's my truck. And he says, no, it's my truck at nighttime. Your truck at daytime. I said, oh, okay. So all the freight came in at nighttime.
Oh.
No more freight at daytime. And I had that job for 14 weeks. So I wasn't very good at driving that particular type of truck at the time. So I would just take off and go up to Dead Horse and turn around and come back and just kind of worked my way.
Patrol the area,
Look
if you
busy.
will.
Look busy.
Yeah,
Look
you
for
know,
those
making a call.
those little foxes.
So it was a cool little job, though, you know. And then,
Yeah. Well, you got to see the sights, right?
oh, you got to see everything.
You got to see it all kind of come together.
What's that?
Got to see it all kind of come
Oh,
together.
yeah. Well,
pipeline
Franklin
job.
Bluffs is where I was at, and that was 660 guys or people, men, women, everything was up there in the beginning. I think it blossomed up to about 1,200 because we were there before the pipeliners got there. And then when the pipeliners got there and they started actually putting the pipe together and stuff like that, the camp really kind of blew up a lot bigger. And then at that time, it's 9 weeks on and 2 weeks off.
Damn. That's a long
9 and
shift.
2, boys. Huh? Don't be complaining now about your 3 and 2s.
Oh, I hear about your 2
Yeah, it
and
was a
2.
long 9 weeks, I'll tell you what. Then then when you went back, so you didn't even have to tell them if you were coming back or not, unless you knew. And then it was just complimentary, you know. So you would go back, gather up everybody, go to Hawaii, come back in 2 weeks, and go back to the hall and see if you could find something else you liked maybe better, or go back, you know. So
So when you would land back and you're looking for a new, do they got them just posted, or you're just introducing yourself
yeah,
to
they would call
supervisors?
them out. Gosh, I can't really remember exactly how that all worked, if they called them out or what they did.
Yeah, if you just show
Well,
up.
you probably
and you're
just
like,
knew you
"Sure,
come back, you're going to get a job.
That
something,
one.
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
What's that?
When you would come back, you just knew you were going to get hired.
Yeah, you could
Doing
go anywhere you
something.
wanted to.
Doing
Yeah,
something.
it was all 712s, 712s,
712s. Ooh.
712s.
7/12s for 9 weeks straight.
Yeah, but the wages at that time, I think, was like $10 an hour, and the Teamsters was taking $3 an hour.
Okay.
So they were kind of kicking. They were doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the pipeline itself, I was on a plane ride back. Not exactly sure where I was heading at the time.
Yeah.
I'll
But
take
I was
one of those,
on a
whatever.
train
I'll take
ride
that one in
back.
your hand.
Or a plane ride back, and the guy I was sitting next to was an engineer, and we just got to talking and had a good time. And he said that when the pipeline was finished, and if they put a door at the end in Valdez and just filled it up all the way, there was enough oil in that pipeline to pay for the project.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fun.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
good
what
little
I was
fact.
told. I got no idea about
I wonder
facts.
how much. I wonder how many gallons.
700 miles is a 48-inch pipe.
Oh man, you're not
So-
talking to the math guy here. We need Jack for that. I'll take this actually.
Well, I'm not going to give you the answer because I don't know the answer.
Good, man.
You might have thought I was going there. but
Actually,
wasn't going.
I bet you Google has the answer in Spanish or whatever
And-
language you
But
want.
I also will tell you that what was I going to say to that? I had a nice little story to go with that. I don't remember what it was now.
Well, while it comes back to you, so they build that I guess not an airport, that landing strip at Galbraith Lake for the building of the whole road.
Did they build it?
For that.
Oh, but yeah, the landing strips were all built for the.
For that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So the question was, how many gallons
I'm going to pay for the project, right?
fit in the pipeline?
So
I don't know how you're going to Google
you
that.
have to keep in mind though that a barrel of oil,
Oh, the price of it then.
$10,
It was $10 then.
$10 a barrel.
And what's it today?
So how many
70
barrels
something.
does the Trans-Alaska Pipeline hold?
There you go. That's a way to say it. How many barrels fit in the Alyeska pipeline?
9 million.
Oh,
The line. This number differs with line fill. Mountain ranges crossed
Does that
north to
say
south.
9 million?
Yeah, 9 million.
10. See, it was a $10 million project.
Okay, yeah,
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
checks out.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that was a good investment.
So yeah, man, we wouldn't be here today. I tell you that if it wasn't for that.
A lot of money. Everybody was saying, why are they spending so much money and all that kind of stuff? Nobody had any idea how they could afford to spend that much money.
So actually, Google what's the price of oil today for a barrel? Because then it was $10. You said.
The price of oil per barrel.
Actually, let's take a guess. What do you
We're
think?
at 63 or something like that.
You think we're at
60? I think somewhere.
63? I thought we were in the 70s, like 74.
We could be. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking like what gas prices have done in the last, that was crazy there for a second. And then
Yeah.
it's dropped back down. Yeah, or low 60s.
That's what you think?
I
What do you got there?
89, 87, 89.
Oh, my God.
Current level.
I was just reading a report on
last month. Yeah, 89. That's
Governor,
good.
somebody said that the price of oil didn't hold up like they thought it would. How much do they want? I mean,
Yeah, 89. Well, I mean, it was over 100 for a long time.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, was that when they were up around $5 a gallon for fuel?
yeah.
Yeah.
What is it now? I don't even pay attention.
It's like 370 something.
Yeah, between 370.
379 at like on Muldoon. Costco's 359 last week.
Okay.
Costco.
Damn, I remember when it was really, really high.
You know what? Let me
I saw
say
like
something.
30
about that.
freaking people in line at Costco for fuel, dude.
That is ridiculous. Listen, let's say you got 20 gallons, right? To 20 gallon tank, you're saving 20 cents. How much are you saving? To wait in line for 3 hours to get gas.
$4, right?
That's how I look at it. I'm not sitting in this line for 2 hours to save $2.
To save $4.
No, you got like there's so many other. There's like the Safeway. You know, you enter your phone number. There's a lot
I
of
just
other.
saw all those people online. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's a
I mean,
little
is it
ridiculous.
that cheap? Like, are you getting
I
are
don't
the
know
savings
why.
that?
I
But
don't
like
know
some,
why-
but like some of the privately, like the new like Vitus
Yes.
or whatever, compared to like the Chevron because they got the Techron, you
Yeah.
know, and it's like I don't get rid of the Techron. I don't need that part. Like I'll go next door.
Yeah.
And so it's like that's where I fill up.
The new Vitus there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cheaper.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a
I was
Chevron
talking
man.
them into a propane war this summer because I always filled up the tanks for the hot dog carts
Yeah.
at the Chevron.
Yep.
And I know the manager there, and they're building the other one, and they're advertising
have that?
cheaper. They're
Great.
advertising cheaper. I was like, I just pointed at the sign. I said, "You guys going to do something about
Say
that?"
that
Or am
again.
I gonna go
Chevron
with-
is advertising cheaper than the Vitus was.
No.
Or vice
Vitus
versa?
was when they first opened. They were saying $3.99 for a
No
gallon of
brainer.
propane, and they were like $4.69
Yeah.
or something like that.
And gas is 30 cents cheaper.
And so I got them to lower the price because I was like, "Listen, me and all the other vendors, we're going to go over there if you guys don't lower
it's
it."
literally
And
right
literally
there,
the
right
next
there.
day, they're like,
Propane did go up pretty
Yeah.
bad. Diesel's another killer. My tractor takes diesel, so I don't like that.
yeah, it's not cheap. It's gotten better though since
Yeah.
since the summertime. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
mellowed back out. Yeah, I stopped paying attention, but I did look a few weeks ago and I saw it was in the $3 range. I'm like, oh, shit, okay,
It's gotten better.
that's better.
Yeah,
I don't know. I drive gas guzzlers and I just fucking get my
every 2
shorts get
days.
eaten.
And you fill our
eaten.
and it's like you just cringe and bear
Oh,
and
man.
like try not to
It-
look
I
at
just,
what the total
stopped
comes
paying
to.
attention anymore, man. It's just like, what are you gonna do?
I mean, there were enough people that even like in the Whittier Harbor, people are like, I just can't afford to go out anymore. You can't afford to fill up your boats.
oh, this summer was pretty bad for that guy that had like a 150-gallon boat.
Right.
And
And
the
then
truck
somebody's
and
like, oh, I
everything.
got you. And then they'll Venmo you $20. It's like, okay. That's, okay.
That's what it takes is turn it on.
Right. You're not getting invited next time.
Yeah, that'll get us
it's not-
idling in the harbor.
Right.
What kind of tractor you got there?
New Holland or what?
You got one
Oh,
of those?
no. It's a little, it's a John,
John
Deere.
Deere.
Yeah, there it is.
It's a John Deere
Bad Bobs drive nothing else.
1027.
That's what I thought.
1028 maybe. 1028.
I thought he had a 1030. Well, that's
Come on, Bob.
With a heated cab.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking to Leroy, huh?
Yeah. 2-seater Bob?
is this like one with like the snowblower attachment and the?
It's got a blade and a snowblower. It's got a 3-point hitch
How
on the
did I
back.
know?
Yeah.
How did I?
You're just using that for the property over there? Keep it clean?
Well, I have there's some folks in the neighborhood that need a little bit of help from time to time, so I
that's
take care of
nice.
theirs. And then
Oh, you
the guy
gladly
acro-
jump in your tractor with some coffee and Baileys and go plow
Honey,
everybody
I
out.
gotta go help the
t-shirt.
neighbors.
I bet you go plow everybody
Point
out,
below.
just stroking your beard.
True story.
Honey, I gotta do my due diligence for the neighbors. They need
Well,
me. The
They're
people need me.
struggling.
The guy
without
across the street from me he's got 2 lots. And he keeps them both separated, but he lets me park my motorhome year round.
Oh, sweet.
So that's worth a pretty penny.
Sure
So
is.
I
Oh,
keep
yeah.
his place all cleaned
That's
up.
at least $100+ a month if you want to park it
Yeah.
somewhere else.
And then the other ones, I have a 3 or 4 that they go outside for the winter. So even if I get kind of clogged up or somewhere along the line and I can't get to them that particular day, I can go the
At
next
least
day
they're
or
not
whatever.
using their driveways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I've got 20 driveways that I do.
You were probably busy.
Oh, yeah. They love
I was
you
very
then.
busy. Yeah.
You're probably running like, what, 14, 15-hour days?
No, I don't run that long.
7
But
12.
I had 11-hour days.
Okay.
Couple 11-hour days. But my driveway is 3,000 square feet. So 2 inches of snow on that is a lot of shovel work if
A
you
lot of
ain't
back
got
and
some way
forth.
of doing it.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, no
So
way.
It's just a lot of work, So
Snowblower at least.
yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Well, depends on how old you are. See,
Yeah.
But it sounds like you're comfortable,
fun.
right?
I'm very comfortable with my tractor.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I think anybody that's got a tractor, they got it because they want to do that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
They got
That's
it going
funny.
on.
Yeah,
They're
it's
They're like,
it's
"No,
actually
I've got to go snowblow.
Yeah.
Fire up the old JD.
when you're younger, you get the 4-wheelers and the snow machines, because
Right.
you like running them, Well, when you
Yeah.
get older, I still like running, but I don't want to run that far. So then you go to the tractor.
Well, and then you don't got to trailer it and load it and strap it down.
Right.
And all
I
that.
have done that, but if I have to, I have to.
Yeah, right.
And, for the most part, I don't. But yeah, sometimes you got to take them in and have some work done if you can't do it yourself. So
yeah, true.
Tell us a little bit about your Navy days. Are you in the Navy? You don't want to talk about that?
Ooh.
No. Oh.
Those was the bad days.
Those were the bad days?
No. Actually, I had a blast in the Navy. I was in the service, Navy from 65, November 65, got out in about January 69. So I went in when I was 17. The Vietnam War was raging like crazy. Did our boot camp. I ended up stationed in Norfolk, Virginia on a small boat. It was a converted minesweeper. And everybody on the boat was from Virginia. So when I got off 4 years later, I had a pretty good accent going. You just kind of
Hell yes. Hell yes.
And then so we did a little bit of work around the Caribbean, around the Bahamas. When I got on board the ship, it was a scientific survey ship. It was being used for that. It was all set up for that. And we were taking ground samples in the Bahamas. And 3 years later, I was on a flight coming back from Vietnam and for leave, like Christmas time. And I stopped at the library in the Philippines, picked up a book, opened the book up. And because I actually, at the time we were in the Bahamas, I was actually working as a cook on the board ship. But I switched out to a signalman, which also stood what they called quartermaster watches, which you plotted your courses and you made sure the ship was on course. And, so they used a thing called a Loran Charlie.
It's a crazy shift of jobs. Like I'm cooking. And
the reason I was saying that is because the reason I said that is because when I got the book and I opened it up, because I had been I was at that time a quartermaster. I stood quartermaster watches. I could read the map. Well, we were taking ground samples of the Bermuda Triangle.
Ooh.
But we didn't know it because they didn't tell you nothing. You weren't supposed to know, I'm guessing.
Yeah. You were previewed to
nobody talks to somebody that low down. But the water was beautiful. I mean, the Bahamas is absolutely gorgeous area to be, the water was beautiful. So anyway, we ended up transferring out of there and we headed to Pearl Harbor was the next home port. And we stayed there for a couple of years and we did our cruises back and forth to Vietnam I think we did 3 cruises to Vietnam.
Wow.
And that, for me, it wasn't a bad deal. My biggest problem, comes from being in the Da Nang Harbor because they were using a lot of Agent Orange. So I got infected with Agent Orange as well as a lot of the people on the boat did too.
What is that exactly?
Agent Orange?
Yeah.
Well, Agent Orange was it was like a DDT type stuff, that they sprayed crops and later found out it was poison,
Oh, okay.
So what it was a product similar to that, but it killed the foliage so they couldn't hide and take pot shots at you from the beach or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And so they were just burning
It would just
up.
keep it flat.
Yeah, it would just eat it up, turn it
And so
black.
how did that affect you?
Well, if you breathe it, you get it in your lungs. So in my case, I got neuropathy in both feet, which is kind of a numb. Your feet are numb.
It's like a blood flow thing.
Yeah, it's a blood flow thing, exactly.
Yep.
So, and then I got a heart murmur. I ended up with a heart murmur from it as well, and I got a new heart valve put in about 7 years ago, I think, from that.
All from exposure to that chemical?
Yeah, just from that chemical, yeah. There was a lot of problems with the Agent Orange.
Any other side effects, like with you now?
Well, not with me, but there is
Makes that
side
beard
effects
look
from a
good.
lot of people as far as having talking about having kids. If you go to the Agent Orange, it's kind of a check-in thing. They have all kinds of boxes for you to check. Have you ever had this? You ever done this? And they tell you a little bit more about it. You probably learned more in the last 10 years about Agent Orange than I knew my whole entire life. I mean, that I knew from the time I got infected with it. I mean, we could actually see it. It was just because we always had these flares that they shot off over the harbor. And so you could see it in the air. And the guys would go out and smoke a cigarette.
Like a cloud
inhaling
almost?
Kind of like a mist, a cloud mist, I guess. I don't know. But a lot of people got it.
That's awful.
Huh?
That's awful.
Yeah, it was a bad deal. Yeah, it killed a lot of people.
People didn't know.
Yeah, they didn't know. Just like on the neuropathy in the feet. See, they won't cover that because what the Navy says, or the government says, is if you didn't get it, neuropathy in the first year you were exposed to Agent Orange, then they're not going to cover it.
They think
well, I know for a fact they didn't know, even the first year after they were using it, that it would cause neuropathy, much less default you on that whole thing.
Yeah, I'm sure it was new.
It was way later when they found out what it was.
That was a major cop out there.
So they had to kind of control the costs and everything else, and that's what they did. I mean, not everybody got it. A lot of people got it. I mean, I know half a dozen guys that have neuropathy, you know, and a lot of the guys that I was on the boat with, we still communicate to this day, you know.
Yeah.
Most of them are all in good health. Those that are still alive. Some of them, you know, didn't fare too well with that stuff. They got a lot of it in their lungs, and they died early. You know, 40.
As a result from.
Yeah. Well, I think so. I mean, it's
Right,
hard
it's
to say
hard to
because
pinpoint
the guy that you're talking to that's dying from it, that's what he's telling you.
Oh,
you know, and
he feels like it was that.
He feels that's what it was. You know, so yeah, you hear stories, you read stories, but. Probably, you know, the problem with the government, you know, they're going to tell you what they want you to know and hide the rest of it from you.
Yeah.
Is any kind of interesting, just like right now, last week, there was probably less written about Ukraine than in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
But it's still going.
Yeah. Yeah, like just disappeared.
It is, yeah,
the
why?
news cycle. Yeah.
They don't want, I think that, you know, they're actually hiding news from around the world, what's going on around the world. You know? How many people know that the French are starving? The French people are starving because the food prices are too high.
Yep.
People who were middle-class people last year cannot afford to buy food in France today.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's nationwide in France, but I know that it's populated-wise, it's
well, you just never know what to believe.
Well, the thing is when you're dealing with these big media companies, what they're doing is they're doing the story of the day, the story of the week, what's getting the clicks, and after they've gone through that, and you know, people are got short memories, and they're just moving past that, and they're going on to what's going to get people clicking it this week.
Again, yeah.
You know,
yeah,
and you know, it's a shame that that's how it works, but you know. They're looking at it like a business too. Yeah. You know, how are people going to click on our website so that we can sell more advertising?
And it's about the sponsors and advertisers now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know you can go from one type of media, liberal media, to conservative media, and it's almost like they're reporting on two different worlds.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you listen,
it's almost like you got to watch both and then just find your place in the middle there.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly what you need to do.
Yeah, because you got, you know,
find your truth in it.
You got people that just only watch one or the other, and you know, you're not getting the full picture. I don't think.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah. I got to use the bathroom. We're going to take a quick break, and then I'm going to come back and get into your Girdwood grocery days, and we're going to move on from there.
Yeah.
Are we off?
Yeah.
Tailored Restoration, 24-hour emergency home services, helping Alaskans restore their dreams since 1972. Services include fire, water, mold, post-emergency cleaning, repair, and remodeling. Tailored has an emergency response number with trained professionals available to help you at any time, day or night. Give them a call in Anchorage, Eagle River, Matsu, or Fairbanks. Make an appointment today at tailoredrestorationalaska.com.
Since 2008, Serrano's is Anchorage's own new generation of old cocina. Their menu showcases the passion and love of their rich heritage and unique family recipes that have been passed down through the generations. Serrano's goal is to embrace and display trad flavors using the best ingredients that are available. They focus on making everything from scratch daily. In-house menu includes handcrafted corn tortillas, salsas, carne asada, and chorizo. But don't take their word for it. Experience their tradition and sabor for yourself. Locations on Tudor and Northern Lights, both with new tequila bars. Check out their daily specials at serranosmexicangrill.com.
The Connoisseur Lounge, located in the heart of Palmer, Alaska. The Connoisseur Lounge is Palmer's first locally owned and operated cannabis retailer. Their beautiful store is located at 226 Evergreen Avenue. The Connoisseur Lounge has exclusive cannabis products such as Snowcap Romance, Aurora Haze, Super Glue, and one of our favorites, Sugar Cookies. And if you're not into the flower, the Connoisseur can hook you up with edibles, vape supplies, and a ton of CBD options for all your health and inflammation needs. Check out their daily deals at theconnoisseurlounge.net, or even better, stop by the lounge today. Remember, you must be 21 years of age to enter their store. Before we get back into Bob, I just want to give a shout out to some of the other podcasts out there. If you guys listen to us, there's a couple other really good podcasts. The Young Guides podcast, they're a fly fishing and fishing podcast, and they're doing a lot of ice fishing stuff out there. Check them out. The Mediocre Alaskan, Jeff Lund down there in Ketchikan. He's got a great thing going on in a book and another book he's writing. And, of course, Cody over there at Crude. Those are some of our main peeps, the
community. Yeah, man.
Yep. I mean, so if you're looking for something new or something different,
Coffee and Quaq.
Oh yeah, Alice,
man.
Yep, Alice. She hasn't put one out in a while. I think
she took that new job, and I wonder if she's just been like super busy with that.
Yeah.
Because when she came in, she like just took that new job.
That's right.
Come
on, Alice. We need another episode.
Yeah. I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I was caught up kind of toward that point, and then I haven't gone back and listened, but I didn't realize. Yeah, she's got good stuff. So as I was looking you up there, you own the grocery store in Girdwood. Good Correct. Weed, is that what you said? That's what they used to call it.
It wasn't Girdweed, it was good weed. Actually, that's how far out of town you had to go to get good weed.
Oh, there you go.
Now it's like it pops up on every street corner.
Yeah. Actually, I don't even think Girdwood has one. That's funny. Like that was the epicenter of getting the good weed.
Yeah.
And now Girdwood doesn't even. I don't think Girdwood even has a legal shop.
I don't have no idea.
No, they don't, right?
They don't.
I don't think so. I don't think everybody would know that.
Yeah.
They do not have one.
Huh.
Yeah.
So tell me about those grocery days.
So back in that day, I think 70, probably the idea came up in 70, but it was in 71 that I went down there, moved down there. I was working for Grocers Wholesale at the time, and went down there with my brother-in-law, and he and I opened up the store. He actually got a little busy doing something else in about 2 months, so he was no longer involved in the store. The store was actually originally downtown, or down on the highway, and it was called the Girdwood Mercantile. And then it moved. Then when they moved it up there was a guy from Indian, whom I don't remember his name, and he had the store for a little while, but it wasn't very much in it. He was trying, but he just didn't have enough stuff. I think there was a need for the store. So the store was actually owned by a lady named Julian Mall, who owned the Double Muskie at the time. The Double Muskie at that time was kind of a pizza hamburger joint.
Okay.
And
it has evolved.
Huh?
It has evolved since then.
She sold out several years later.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we went down there, and we named the store the Girdwood Family Grocery Store. And that was for about a year, maybe a year and a half, and then we changed it to Bob's Groceries and Munchies. It seemed like that's what I was selling more than anything else. I mean, the guy that ran the milk run from Anchorage to Kenai, he literally carried all of the milk products and ice cream and stuff like that.
I figured you were talking a literal milk run.
Yeah, and he said
dairy products were on his truck.
He said that we sold more ice cream sandwiches than anybody on his entire route. In fact, he said most of it goes to you guys, because these guys would come in.
Just takes a whole pallet.
Yeah, these guys would come in at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and they would sit there and eat, smoke joints and eat ice cream sandwiches for breakfast, and then they would go to work. And 90% of them were all carpenters, and they had jobs building cabins and stuff like that. You know, they were good guys, really good people. My daughter was born down there. We had a house up on Hottentot Mine Road, right next to, what was his name? George somebody. I can't remember what George's last name was. George Brown.
Were you commuting, Bob?
No.
Oh,
No, I had a house.
I mean, did you have to come to town much? I mean,
I had to come to town every week to get groceries once a week. On Mondays or Tuesday night, I'd go back to Grocer's Wholesale.
Yep.
Grocer's Wholesale actually helped finance my first order.
Oh, cool.
And,
almost kind of fronted it?
Yeah, they fronted my first order to me, And so... So anyway, it went along. I mean, it was a great job. We made good money. It was just kind of the wrong time. I think I was 23 then or something like that. And so it seemed like everybody else was down there having a great time, and I was down there 9 to 9, 7 days a week working, I mean, on Monday nights, you go in and pick up your order. You still had to come back and get it off the truck, in the shop, on the shelf, and get back home and get back up by 9 o'clock in the morning and go. So it usually just ran the whole day. It's like that, And then, I kind of got a little bit soured out on that. And so the people that bought it, or the people that had it after me, they ended up renaming it the Mercantile. And they had it for the next 30 years, I think, maybe 25 or 30 years. And then Cars bought them out.
Oh.
Cars Grocery did. So
Cars Godstein.
Was it still by the highway at that point?
Nope. Oh no.
Okay.
Same spot.
It's never been back on the highway.
Okay.
And even now, people still call it the Merc.
Yeah, they do still call it the Merc. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Merc was a great name.
Yeah.
When I got into the store, I had no idea that it used to be called the Merc. I just found that out a couple of years ago, maybe even the last year. I can't remember who it was that was telling me this. I might have even been reading it. I don't know, but I had no idea. Because I probably would have done that. I thought that was a cool name,
Yeah.
And I always thought the people that owned it, when they named it that, I thought, well, that's a pretty cool name, I thought that those guys.
What does Mercantile mean? Is that a family name, or is that a mining
I think that's
equipment or something?
it's like a pretty generic
I
term
think it's
for
a pretty
like
generic name for
a stop and
hardware
go
type of a store.
A mercantile?
That's got everything you need.
A mercantile, yeah.
Kind of like a general store.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good description.
That would be good, yeah. So anyway, there was a lot of I mean, Girdwood was back then. Girdwood was a pretty mellow little town.
Oh, I bet.
I knew everybody in town, like Betty. I was going to say Hodge, but I don't think that was her last name. But anyway, she was the postmistress, and then her daughter became the postmistress, and then her daughter became the postmistress.
So cool.
Wow.
Yeah,
3 generations.
3 generations of post office.
What a
people.
cool title.
And they're right.
Postmistress.
Yeah.
Sexy.
But
Wow, I'm so like, what?
Was the resort built up then?
what's that?
Was the resort built up?
Oh yeah, it was still there. Yeah.
What year did they build
the
that?
resort, but probably not like the hotel.
Oh, the hotel wasn't there. No,
What year
Right.
did they build that hotel?
it was all
What year was this again?
71.
This is 71?
I feel
When
like
they built the
you want me to
hotel
look
in
it
the
up?
night.
good
80s?
question.
Late
Hotel
80s?
had to have been the 80s at some point.
Oh, that hotel wasn't there at all. No.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, was there a place for people like out of town to?
Well, there was a lot of cabins down there. People had cabins down there.
Yeah, cabins
and
for
they had-
rent, but like out of towners
The
that would
hotel
like.
in the main lodge. The main
Sure.
lodge had a hotel.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, upstairs and downstairs. Yeah, rooms and stuff.
What is that?
So they had the day
now?
lounge, the Sitz bar. You know what the
This,
Sitz bar
oh,
is?
we sure do.
Okay, well, the Sitz bar to the left of that, if you're walking into the building, was all hotel rooms.
So
now they're
that
condos.
are apartments and condos now.
Well, now, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So
yeah.
back then they were.
Right, yeah.
It was a
Right.
hotel.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the original Alyeska was 54, but the hotel was 94.
Oh God, that's
90s.
late.
Yeah, 40 years later.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I have a coworker and a good buddy that has one of those condos that's above the Sitz.
Oh.
And
oh, wow, dude,
I mean,
what a score.
yeah, and he's lived there and had it forever and probably got it for close, probably around 80 or
40,000 maybe,
I was going to
50,000?
say 80 or 90, but he's had it for probably close to 15 years. Like they're selling in above the 300s.
I believe
for
it.
these small
One
ass
bedroom.
Oh, I bet, dude.
studio type units,
Yeah.
but they're in the Sitz building, and he's
Right
like, I'd be a
there.
fool to sell it. And so he's kept that, and he also just bought a chunk of property right on Kenai Lake, though, that he's building on. Next time you
probably
go
like
down,
like Quartz Creek area? Or
no, like
the
on
riverside?
on Kenai Lake, like when you're driving through, like
Just
before the
you
bridge.
cross the bridge.
Correct.
Yeah.
On the left.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
and he's got riverfront,
Like
or
in-
lakefront.
Like where Cooper Landing starts.
Yep.
Sick, dude.
And then depending on what happens with that
On this side of the bridge,
overpass, it's like they're gonna skirt around him, so it'll be a little bit quieter. But anyways, I'm like, you better not sell that. Like you'd be a fool. Like just, I mean, I guess unless you need the cash,
Well, it's a gold mine. There's no doubt about it, right?
Yeah,
now.
and he lives in
It's
Girdwood.
just going to keep it getting more and more expensive.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
it's like what? Yeah. So
gonna
he's got
increase in value.
I have a few friends that own places in there that they've owned for a long time, and they're not getting rid of them.
So do you know any of the brewery owners down there?
I don't know those guys personally. Our other buddy Jack does. I don't know them personally.
Well,
but
one of them was a school teacher.
Oh, is he?
Ex-school
Oh,
teacher.
you know what? That's right. I have seen him at trainings.
Yeah.
I've seen him at trainings. I
His
haven't
name
actually
popped up in another conversation.
That's right. I have
before.
seen him at trainings.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's a really, really nice guy. Him and his kids are all skiers, big time skiers.
Oh yeah, gotta be.
Yeah.
His wife is a big time native political person. But he is he's a really cool. I mean, all the kids in school, he taught at Ravenwood. And then when he quit Ravenwood, he became the librarian at the Girdwood School.
Oh, nice.
And
It's
he
a good
did
transition.
that for 2 years, I think, or a year or something. And then he got involved in the brewery thing. He's just doing a fantastic job there too, So
Yeah, that's a beautiful.
he's in Belize
beautiful
right
place.
now.
Oh,
Where he
nice.
was last week. I don't know where he's at right now.
I mean, like, what a clutch market. Like, every time I go in, like, I was living in Girdwood for a year, and it was just every
You
day of
lived
the
there
week.
for a year?
I did.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
What-
every day of the week. It was just like, there's always something going on. Like, it's always packed, whether it's summer, winter. It's like such a lucrative
Yeah.
and good.
That's a great spot to have a
Hey,
brewery. No
Bob.
doubt about it. Yeah.
It's echoing in the mic there.
What's that?
Will you
Your
rub on the
hands.
cord there?
There you go.
There
Oh
we go.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
really
Quit
sensitive.
playing with it.
You
Yeah.
can't,
Oh,
you
well,
can't hear it 'cause
you don't got the
your
you don't have the
headset on.
headphones on. Yeah.
You should actually move this over to the left a little bit there. Yeah.
I like the vibe at Girdwood Brewing. I mean, I've only been in there a handful of times. I don't go down and ride
Where?
like you guys.
At the brewery in
At the brewery in
Girdwood.
Girdwood.
Oh, yeah.
It's just got it's just like it's like something out of the fucking movies, dude.
It really is.
It
It's like
feels
you've
like
got
that.
the
I'm
whole
like-
valley that
It's
you
like,
can
wow,
see.
it's like a ski town.
Yeah.
It's like, it's crazy
Brewery
that
is like what you would think it is, man. Like
and then it
everything you
didn't
think
happen
is.
sooner. It's like you've
I
got a
know.
whole view of the mountain. It's like they've got food trucks every night,
Yeah.
bonfires
Well,
outside.
I think that's just like the trend in Alaskan culture and society or
Yeah.
breweries.
I think we have one of the best brewery cultures in the
For
in the world.
sure.
They do.
In the
Yeah.
world. No, Alaska.
No, Alaska in
Alaska in
general.
general.
Alaska
Yeah,
does. We
I
have
think so
we
too,
have
yeah.
so many good
I mean,
breweries.
I love.
It's blown up.
King Street. I like Talkeetna. I like the Girdwood one. Old Man Rush. Have you been out there?
Odd Man. I was
He's
just
got
there.
his hat on.
I was just there
That's
this
the
weekend.
I was gonna say.
we had
Yeah.
we had Reed in here on one of the episodes.
That's a good hat.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah, they make it.
I saw it on the
nice.
wall. I was like,
That's a beautiful
yep.
place too.
need that.
Yeah,
You get that
they're
in the
expanding.
beer
They're going
token.
over into the next unit now.
Yeah, they're doing good. They're doing real good.
Yeah,
There's
and
so
then,
many. Even that new Cooper Landing one is beautiful.
I have not been there yet.
Oh my gosh,
I
it's
haven't been
such
there either.
like their beer's good. There's always room for improvement,
Oh, yeah.
especially with like a new joint. But it's like it's such a good pit stop, like in
With
between.
the fishing.
And now, like my buddy
yeah.
that I was talking to that just bought down there, he's like he can ride his bike there
Yeah.
now,
Oh, man.
and
Well, there's so much more stuff to do as far as giving a
yeah.
spot.
And I'm trying to visualize: is the new bypass is after?
It's before.
It's before the brewery.
The
It's
new
actually
bypass is
before.
actually
Yeah.
I want to say it's right past the turnoff.
The brewery's before sunset. Before you,
No, the brewery is definitely after the turnoff.
Got it.
The new turnoff. Right? Am I correct on that?
Well,
what
I
I'm
was
saying-
just told that
I think you're right. It has to be after because as soon as you pass the brewery, it's like you're in.
You're
like
at
there's the
Quartz
lake.
Creek.
yeah,
Yep,
you,
and
yeah,
you're
you
in.
can hang the
So
left
it
and get
is-
in there. Yeah,
It's before
So
that.
I'm hopeful that it doesn't impact their business. Like,
Well, I think
levels.
it's going to improve all of Cooper Landing because there's so many people that are just driving through Cooper Landing. And as we go a lot, I mean, some of those curves by the river are just so tight and so insane
Yeah.
with tourists driving motorhomes and trucks, big trucks going by. It's going to solve a lot. It's going to really slow it down, hopefully. It's really going to slow
Right,
down.
I think it'll be okay.
I'm just imagining people that are like, nope, I don't need to go that. You know,
Yeah, I'm
I don't
going
need
to
to go
Homer.
through
I'm
Cooper
not
Lake.
trying to
I'm going
stop
to Homer.
here.
I need to get straight to the Kenai because
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
I think that's
know?
a good thing. I think
that's good. I think you're right. I mean,
I hope so.
99% of the people driving through Cooper's Landing, they're not stopping there and enjoying nothing. The 1% that does stops, spends money, and enjoys the
Exactly.
area, you know. But
Yeah.
you can't enjoy it when you've got wall-to-wall traffic going both ways and there's not enough room for any of them, you know. It's a big...
I wonder what their mentality.
So are
on
you
it
thinking
is,
of
you know?
like Wildman's, right? Like how's it going to be at Wildman's?
Yeah, and especially
Are
since
people
they
still
opened
going to
another.
stop for a sandwich and
Yeah,
a mocha and
And now that they've opened another, or they're about to open another Three Bears, I think in the Sterling Cooper Landing area
Are they?
too.
Oh, for
That's what I heard.
I
Yeah,
have heard that. I tell you, Three Bears, they're up.
Man, they did a major expansion.
and that one in Sterling is nice. I
Where
just
is
popped
it?
in
It's
there.
Sterling, huh?
So across like the street from like the what's the like where everybody stops to get breakfast burritos before they go fishing.
Gwinnie's. No.
No, it's past, right? It's past the straightaway.
Yeah, it's in Sterling. Yep,
Yeah, okay.
and there's a gas station
Oh,
on the
in
right.
Sterling.
Oh yeah. That like the stop on the right.
Yep,
Okay.
but it's on the left a little bit further down.
Oh, okay.
But
Up on the hill?
yeah, kind of. You know, it's in the straightaways before you cross like that Moose.
Well, if you're
Oh, the
coming
Moose
back
River.
from
Before you cross Moose River, it's right
okay,
there on the left.
here we go.
There used to be an old Chevron station right there, just on the left-hand side.
But
of
it's
your
like
thing.
it's nice. They got a new gas station now, and it's like a grocery store for people that live in Sterling. You know, and it gives
Oh,
another.
that's got to be really handy.
gives
if you
another
live out there.
alternative to stopping
did
at
see
Fred
that.
Meyer's as soon as you get to Soldotna, and it's just
Yeah.
like, God, this is the last place I want to go.
Yeah.
You know, you can
Sure,
you can
dude.
stop at Three Bears now before you keep going or whatever, and just like hopefully it'll break up the traffic a little bit,
Yeah.
and it's nice.
Yeah. It is good. I mean, you know, you feel for some of the smaller mom and pops places that I honestly think, I mean, nothing against Three Bears. I love Three Bears, but I think that they put a kind of a dent in the sales of all these little gas stations and the
Well, that's how they started.
the lodges and the roadhouses and all
Sure.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It kind of, you know, speaking to my dad when they were growing up, like they would just go on weekend trips and not even bring food, and so they would just go,
Stop.
you know,
Right.
roadhouse to roadhouse and around, and you could
That's
stay
cool.
in those roadhouses.
Right.
And,
Minimal
and
stuff,
That's
yeah.
kind of that era is kind of done. You know,
It's crazy to see though too. Also, how Cooper Landing is blowing up with like every time you go through there, there's new construction on the right, like on the river, like new gas station, multiple new like A-frames, like
Oh, yeah.
cabin type rentals, like blowing up.
Yep. Been
So,
doing it.
You know, I think that's cool. You know, I
well,
don't
that
know
goes
how
into
the-
my thing we were talking in the beginning that, you know, the new industry is tourism. You know, for Alaska, tourism.
Yeah.
And that assists with that. And you're right, they're building some really beautiful stuff over there, right
Yep.
by
I'll tell you.
Drifter's
so Don,
Lodge,
Yep.
all
Yep.
that stuff.
Yep.
have you tried the Cantina
The cantina.
in Soldotna?
Hill.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
have.
yeah,
Up on that one's up on the hill.
No.
What's that one?
That's a new one.
Javier's or
That's
Emilio's or
somebody. Yeah.
someone's
Senora or
Senora, Senorita, or it's someone. It's
No,
someone.
the Cantina is right across the street from the one that's always been in Soldotna there.
The cantina.
Don Jose by
Don Jose's.
Yeah.
Across the street from
Yeah.
Don Jose's.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
It's
have
in
been
kind
there.
of a little
Yes.
strip type mall, but it's really
right
well
past the Chevron.
put
gas
Very
station.
vibrant and colorful.
very vibrant and colorful.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've been
God
there.
damn, you know, I think
Good
I went to the King Derby. That was
Yeah.
the only time I went to the peninsula last summer. I know.
Oh
I know.
Good
I know.
for you.
It's crazy.
Good
Dude.
for you.
Well,
Bad for you.
No, I mean, I
no,
you know,
more less people. We need more people to go north.
No, I
too
I
busy.
really,
Not our people.
I really like just. I just decided like last year was like, you know, everybody can have it and enjoy it and do their thing, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna go do something else.
What are you talking about?
It was, like just recreating on the Kenai Peninsula.
Oh,
Like in the June, July.
Yeah, like it was the first year that I didn't fish reds in the rush in.
yeah.
I didn't dip net. I didn't go to Homer or Seward or any of that stuff.
You
last
went the
summer.
other way all summer.
I did. I went the other directions. Yeah,
And how do
And I
you feel
will.
about it?
it was great because it was less crowded.
Cool.
So
Well, I got stores down there,
But I have no salmon in my. I have no salmon in my freezer.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
And that we wanted some the other night, and I was like, man,
I'll trade you for some of that moose, bro.
I mean,
I only did the Russian, and I hadn't done the Russian in a few years, and I did the bike in thing, and I don't know if we talked about that before, but I hadn't done it in a few years, and it was like, it's tough with my like alternative schedule. It's like, okay, it's Tuesday. Well, like the numbers are looking good. Anybody want to go? And it's like, I work a normal job. I can't go. So I went down solo probably 2 or 3 times, and like I was there when the limit bumped from 3 to 6, and like,
Oh, that's the day to go.
cleaned house.
I think you invited me.
I probably
and
did.
I went. I did go with Chad and Wes or no, Chad and his brother-in-law or something. And Wes went down, and I hadn't done it in a long time. But that's the way to go.
And it's just so much.
Have you biked
fun.
that? Have you been to the Russian River to go to the falls and
mountain bike?
I mean, just walk it. We used to walk it, but now it's like you just bike it.
If you have bikes, and then you can just, I mean, it's a mellow bike ride, you know, and you just bike in from the falls.
I'd rather just sit down and be mellow.
Just bring the tractor down.
Unload your tractor and tractor down.
You lost me at bike.
I gotta unload. I gotta get my motorhome unpacked.
Do you like to eat salmon? No. Got it. Well, there's your answer. He does not like to eat salmon.
I'm a halibut shrimp person.
Oh man, well that's not.
Well, I got the shrimp in the house.
Not a lot, but the shrimp and the halibut is pretty much what I like as far as
salmon. Even if you're a lifelong Alaskans, a love-hate. You either love it or you don't.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just,
and I don't. Yeah. Even reds. Now I smoke the reds. I'll get a bunch of reds. My wife, she likes to dip net, so we'll go down there and do that.
Do you do it off the beach?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Shit.
She's actually done it off the boat. I mean, she can get.
Move that mic a little bit closer,
afternoon.
Have that whole thing this way.
There we go.
There it is. There
I've been so weird about it.
Stop fondling.
It's like his beard. He's like the extension of his beard.
I need something to fondle over there. Not the mic.
I'm cleaning buds.
Well, let's
get the
trimming. I meant to say
finger.
Yeah. Well, let's get into some of this stuff that you brought here. Talking about beards, why don't you walk us through some of these things you brought us?
Okay, so let's start with the beard wash, because that's going to be what you're going to do.
No, we're going to start with the beard oil.
Oh, okay.
Don't tell Bob what to do.
Well,
this is bad Bob's program.
I was thinking the process of beard maintenance.
Okay. So the process actually is the beard oil is first, okay, and the beard oil is actually a product because how many times you've heard people say, after about 15, 20 days, it just itches so bad I can't stand it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the beard
That's
oil,
the part you got to power through.
Yeah. So I mean, I've watched people do this. They'll take the beard oil and they'll go like this, and then they'll rub it in. And it's just not the way you do it. You put it in your palm, you put your finger in it, and you rub it in to the beard wherever you're growing hair. Otherwise, you're not going to rub it in here.
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of people will get dander down here for some reason, and you'll never get it with the beard oil. Well, I won't say you never will, but I never have. And I used to take medication the first year I had this thing because I could not keep the dander down. And
it would just get so dry.
Well, I was year round though. But so what would happen is I'd put it on, it would take care of it, but 3 days later it would be back. So then I decided, well, I need to do something different, and so that's how I got hooked onto the beard products. When you put the beard oil in, and basically two things will happen. It's going to hydrate your skin, hydrate the hair coming out, so that when that follicle first breaks open, they all want to do the same thing. They all want to come out and do this. So if it's hard, unhydrated, very stiff, and it comes in, it's going to poke you right in the skin.
Yeah, it just curls back.
So then if you've got a beard that's just got a bunch of that stuff going on, you're just not very happy camper with that stuff. So that's where you put the beard oil. You put it right in wherever you're growing the hair at. Okay.
Oh, so that's to the skin.
It's just for the skin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get it in there and massage it into the follicles.
There, yeah.
So that would that even be good for a short beard like mine? Because I get really dry stuff right here on the side.
Here's the deal. If you're using hair shampoo on your face for your beard, you're stripping your face of the good oils that you need to have. That's what shampoo, because you lose most of your, actually, humans lose most of their oil through their feet. But the second one is through the head. Okay. That's why, like in carpet, in carpets where you see a traffic pattern in the house.
Okay.
Ooh. Bob, you bad. That smells good.
How come you have a traffic pattern in a house with no shoes on, but you don't have one in an office building where everybody's got the shoes on?
Yeah.
It's because your socks are full of body oil.
Oh, it's not foot
So
sweat.
you take the
It's
shoe
oil.
off,
Well, it's
and
sweat
then you
and oil.
start wiping the body oil on the carpet.
You need me to put
Now,
it in?
the carpet starts doing this.
It's
And then
freshly
it starts
oiled right
going
now,
like
actually.
this. And now you have a traffic pattern. You see?
Gotcha.
So it's very important. So you put the oil on first.
Let me smell that.
That smells great.
It's
Emily.
a very
Got Emily a little excited. She was like, "Oh my god!"
oh my god. It's a
you're
it's
so
a
bad.
really good scent. It's not like too masculine. It's very
it's
neutral.
right in there.
It's just a crisp, clean, fresh smell.
That's your bottle. You can do whatever
too,
you want
not
to.
too strong either.
You're about to lose a drip. Oh my God. Get it in there, D.
I am going to put some of this on my face when we're done here.
So you put that on there,
out.
and then depending on what you got going next, okay, I would on a beard like yours, I could use balm or butter. Okay,
So people that aren't watching or people that are just listening, my beard, I normally keep it at like a number 1 or number 2, I want to say, on the beard trimmer. Short, stubbly.
yeah,
A little past 5 o'clock, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
still clean.
5
a
o'clock
lot
the
of
next
people do
day.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 o'clock
Clean-
a few days later.
Clean
Yeah.
lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say it's like a week beard. Like a week. Like 5 days.
Not
Nah,
a, not
I
a
gotta trim it.
shit's week,
Not-
but like
No,
a
no,
week
not like that shit's weak, bro.
Yeah.
No, I mean, no, it's
Okay.
like it's like a 5 to 7 day
Yeah.
scruff.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
scruff.
Gotcha.
That's what I use. Scruff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always say, "What are you putting on that scruff?"
And you're at a few months, and Bad Bob over here is a few years.
There we go.
Yeah, no,
We've
mine-
got all the levels.
Oh, he's- more
mine's
to be
mine's years, but it's just like it's manicured.
Sure.
Yeah.
I've never let it get like just.
When was the last time you went full clean?
Oh man, 2019.
For your
3 years, 4 years.
I guess so. Damn. Shit.
Why'd you do
Well,
it?
I could tell it's been there a long time.
why'd you do it, man?
I got back from a moose hunting trip, and
You had all kind of treats and
I
shrub.
really had a hard time with my beard. I was wearing this merino wool quarter zip that was like had the tall collar, and it rubbed my neck where because I actually last year at moose camp I shaved because I couldn't stand after like 3 or 4 days of the stuff underneath
Yeah,
growing in.
yeah.
And rubbing, it was just like I was itching and itching.
raw.
Beard was great, but under there was
under.
so bad that I just wanted to shave my face clean so it could just breathe. Like just
Yeah.
yeah.
put lotion
actually-
on it and like you know.
That's the line that you're supposed to use. I think there's supposed to be like 3 fingers or something right there. You're supposed to keep it, not supposed to or not have to, but they
Yeah.
suggest that because of that same reason.
Yeah.
I mean, even like how
like
many
you shouldn't have it this tight.
how many vests do you buy where they got this stupid collar that sticks up right here and just rubs everything
Rubs in
crazy?
there.
you know?
Yeah.
So
I always was told right under the Adam's apple
you what?
is the line. Under the Adam's
Yeah, to
apple.
let it
No,
grow.
it's above.
It's above that.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
it's
think
above.
it's like 2 lines above or 1 line or something like that. It's just above the Adam's apple though. Yeah.
Where's mine at?
Yeah, yours is
Yours is a few fingers
it's
above.
just
Above?
this side of the double chin.
Oh no, he did.
Damn. And you know what? Honestly, truth be told, man,
Is that why you got yours?
I really started growing a beard because I got into parenthood, did the classic,
Dad bod.
packed on some pounds, and I was like, oh no, like it goes,
Oh, no, my
it
face.
goes right to my neck. I mean, it
In your
shows like,
cheek.
like 10, 15 pounds goes like, get right. You
That's how
notice it,
mine
like,
is, right
Damn,
here.
B.
Yeah.
Yep. And so
Damn, you got a thick neck, boy.
yeah, exactly. And so I was like, and with my
Cover
chin,
that gobbler up.
and well,
You had a
I have this-
turtleneck?
Well, I have a gnarly scar right here too.
Oh,
Like,
cool.
it's just like about the size of a dime, just like a fucking just battle wound. and it's like just fully covered up. And I have a butt chin too.
Stop it. You don't under
I
there?
swear to God, I have a butt chin.
You do?
Yeah, you can kind of
I got
see it.
I got a straight up butt chin. So
Nice butt though. Nice butt. That Brazilian
You
style.
got that booty though on your face.
that butt on my
I
face.
got all my plumbing parts in the same area.
Okay, sorry. Continue. We
Back
went
to
off
the
there.
products.
Okay, so the beard oil is going directly
Okay, so
to
now
the
that we have
skin.
the oil
Thanks,
on,
Emily.
it's your. We're missing a container here, I think.
Are we? We have the wash.
the
We have the butter. The
We
balm.
had the oil.
I don't
oil.
see. Oh, okay. So this is just a sample of butter. So we have
You got to bring that mic up
balm
there.
or butter in a container like this, and you have them in that box.
Yep.
Okay, so if you're at that,
A little closer, Bob.
if
There
you're
you
at that level where you're at, I would probably be using the balm,
Okay.
but I wouldn't be afraid to use the butter. The only difference between the two is the balm has more beeswax in it, so it works a little different. You know, I mean, it's pretty hard to train a really short one. So if you want to try to get it to go somewhere, that's going to help you do that.
Okay, so the balm will help you.
it will kind of
shape
keep
it a little
shape
bit.
up a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
The butter is it's really easy to apply to a large beard like yours or mine.
Yeah,
You
I
can
love
even
the
put it
butter.
on yours, you know. I mean, the thing is, once you get right down to where you're at, it's just nice, very nice. It just smells good. You walk into a room and somebody say, man,
You smell that
I
beard?
thought you were in
It's
here.
it's a good compliment, right? Like, oh my God, you
It
smell good.
really is nice, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna open it.
Yeah,
just,
open it up. Open it up. I want to smell it.
So now what happens? You put this on every day. Now, in the wintertime for me, I put the butter on at nighttime when I go to bed too.
Yeah, let
really?
it get in the
Because
pores.
the whole
and soak
idea
in.
is to keep your beard hydrated. Okay?
Yeah.
So you can wake up in the morning, like sometimes I can wake up in the morning and I can actually just do pretty good. I don't have to get in the shower necessarily to be presentable. If I got something really early I got to take care of, like take the garbage can out. No. So anyway.
Go start up the tractor.
Right. Start up the tractor. Get in the tractor. No. So then once you're using the oils and the butters and all that kind of stuff, they recommend once a week that you wash the beard.
Okay.
Is that what you do?
Not
Do you
once
do?
a
Oh, you,
Yeah.
Are you a once a
I
weeker?
actually do once a week, yeah.
Yeah.
So when you get in the shower in the morning, you take your conditioner that you decide you want to use, and you just lather it up and condition it heavily. Wash the rest yourself. I have a mirror that stands up not stands up, but goes on my wall, and I shave in the bathroom, in the shower. Rinse everything off, and rinse out this stuff here. And then when I get out of the shower, I put the oil on, and I do this whole thing for another week.
Cool.
The oil, the butter. I'm usually oil and butter. I'll put balm on my mustache once in a while. Right now it's kind of messed up, so
Do you ever do?
no, that's a mustache wax, and that's like 50% beeswax.
That's different.
Like we've
Sure.
maybe got 12, maybe 15% beeswax in the balm.
Do you
and
see yourself
you-
branching out to the beeswax?
Well, we're
market?
talking about doing beeswax. Actually, what we're talking about doing next now is tattoo care, where people that get tattoos to make them look really nice and
And
brand
vibrant.
new. You know,
Yeah.
after it's healed, you can put this on it and it just boom pops them
Pops.
right out. You know, so we have a tattoo shop in Fort Worth, Texas, that is using our product now, and we're talking to them, and we have a new guy coming from Wasilla or Palmer coming to Eagle River with a tattoo shop, and I'm talking to him about he's going to carry my product. And, the thing is, you have to get a little bit of information as you go along. You don't really want to just put a tattoo product out there that somebody might not use correctly. It could cause a problem on a fresh tattoo,
Oh, okay.
or something like that,
Yeah.
I mean, when I got my tattoos, it was put Vaseline on it until it heals and gets a scab on it. You don't want the scab to dry out, because when the scab dries out, it does wrinkles, and then blood will leak out, and then you have loss of color in the tattoo. So it's kind of important to keep them hydrated, I guess. But you have to use the right stuff, So I'm working with 2 different people on getting that out. I've had 3 or 4 calls on mustache wax. And mustache wax, unfortunately, it's not
item.
as popular as the tattoo care is. See, so I always go by which one do I do first? You know, like I did the oil, the butter, the balm, and the wash in that order.
Cool.
And that way we were able to kind of get, and it's all the same scent. The shampoo.
Yeah.
And
It does. It
it's a
smells
foaming
really good.
It's a foaming shampoo. The butter, the balm, and the oil all have the same scent, which is the cherry pipe tobacco.
And how did you come up with that?
Well, when I first got involved in trying to figure out what to do, because I wasn't too excited over the different products I could find here locally,
Sure.
I ordered about $700 worth of supplies, and I had shea butter, I had
All the ingredients.
I had
and
everything
different-
you could imagine. And one of the companies that I was working with sent me a deal. It was about 20 different scent bottles in it. Well, I started playing around, and I really got kind of hooked on. For some reason, cherry and pipe tobacco just kind of seemed right to me.
I love that smell.
I mean, I actually had a lady says, "Why does this remind me of my grandfather?" I didn't even
You're
told
like,
her
I
nothing
can
yet,
tell you
know?
why.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, so
From that pipe.
so it just had that right name for me. And as you notice, I don't even have the scent listed on my product.
You sure don't.
Yeah,
It's just the scent of it.
it's just what I have, and I don't want to have other scents. Even the tattoo will be the same.
Yeah.
Because if you go to somebody that really likes to dabble, they'll have 40 different kinds, but only use one or two most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
And
the
so
other ones just sit there.
I just wanted to have what I thought. Basically, I have as many women that like that odor as men.
and that's
The
selling
pretty close
point.
to perfect right there.
and because
Yeah.
probably most of the time the women are going to be buying the product for the men.
Well, they are.
Yeah.
And especially if you, like my wife, she said,
Great point.
you know, we went to the fair and she said, okay, we got to go watch the beard contest. I said, okay, I'll go. Cause I hadn't been to the fair in 5 or 6 years.
They had a beard contest at the fair.
Yeah, every
didn't
year.
know that.
Every year, yeah.
Right after the
Were you like
lumberjack-
the number one
Right
sponsor?
after the
What's
lumberjacks.
up?
So anyway, I get there and
get on that, dog.
I'm watching this stuff. And I said, well, I could do that. And I just kept telling myself, well,
Yeah.
so I started growing. So after about 3 months, she says, okay, you can get rid of it now. I said, oh, no.
We're in it now, babe.
That is not going to happen.
Even the shampoo.
Yeah.
Even the soap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
I wanted to test that scent through all the products. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
damn
all the
it.
same. So what you'll find
is,
out, though,
totally.
with
It's
that,
amazing.
with the shampoo, sometimes when people, in fact, I was one of those people, I used it, and I thought, man, I didn't get much suds out of that. But I went to Marie's over here on Benson. She sells the product. And she says, yeah, because you have to get it wet and get a little soap on it, rinse it out, and then put some more on it, and then it really suds up good. And she's right, it did.
Yeah.
I thought, I didn't know that was the normal way it's supposed to work. You know, I'm the old Brill Cream guy, you know, put the crap on and it suds up and it goes, you know. Well, that wasn't Brill Cream, though, but anyway. Head and Shoulders, I guess, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
So, as it turned out, I mean, that's how we did that. That's why we did that. I don't know where we were at.
Do you condition after the beard wash or just the beard wash? That's
I
it.
only condition while I'm in the shower.
So I meant like,
After I wash?
yeah.
You know, I never have because the beard wash has got
Well,
stuff in it.
yeah, sorry to interrupt, but it's almost like when you do the wash and then you put the other stuff in, that's going to condition it and moisten it up.
Well, that's where I'm going to go with it anyway, you know. And then for the next 6 days, that's all I put on it is my product, and then I wash it,
Okay.
and then
And you only wash your beard once a week, you said?
yeah.
Okay, walk us through.
I think I'm washing my beard too much.
Yeah, walk us through your typical
every
week
two to three
on
days.
how you're using your products, real quick.
Well, basically, when I'm in the shower, I condition it, the beard.
So you use the
with
wash, the
conditioner.
beard
I don't-
wash.
No wash. I just condition it.
With your conditioner.
Hair,
With whatever conditioner you want. to
Hair
use.
conditioner.
I don't have a conditioner. So what I use for a conditioner is I use coconut oil, pure coconut conditioner.
Okay.
You can buy it in the paste too. There's a really cool deal on how you can do that stuff, but I don't like that stuff so well. And then Fructis, is that the name of that? Fructis?
Fructis. It's French.
Fructis conditioner. It kind of comes out, it's pretty thick. So I just get it all in there, and then that's the first thing I do when I get in the shower. I get my hair wet, This wet, I put conditioner on this, I wash this, I put the shampoo on anyway, then I wash the rest of myself, then I get my shaving kit out. The conditioner that I put on here, I also put on here.
Okay. On
And
your
then
face
I
and
put
your
my
neck.
ear on the wall and I shave. Rinse everything out, and then I get out, I start putting the oil on.
Okay. Directly to the skin.
Directly to the
Do
skin.
you put it all over, even on the parts where the hair
I
aren't
only
growing?
put it where the hair grows.
Okay.
So I'm not growing no hair here.
Okay. Well, yeah, where you?
Well, where your beard outline is.
Right.
Gotcha.
All over.
Anywhere the hair is, you're trying to grow the hair out.
Okay.
And so then once I have the oil in, then I will make a choice. See, like right now, mine is at the length like today. This one here, I don't think I put anything on but the oil. Just because I can get away with it a little bit more. And a lot of times what's happening is you're adding weight too, so things hang down there a little bit, But the whole idea of all of it is to hydrate. Alaska is probably the best place for this product because we go through, like you can be living in Juneau where it rains every day, but working on the North Slope where it's the second driest desert in the world.
Yeah.
It runs 6%, I think, most of the time, So, not most of the time, but anyway, in the wintertime.
The winter, yeah.
And so, we sell it like crazy up there. The Brooks Range Supply. Brooks Range.
I'm actually gonna pull that up. I was just looking at it earlier.
What?
The store there.
Oh, the Brooks Range place? What's the
Yeah.
store called?
Brooks Range Supply.
Brooks Range Supply.
Okay, yeah.
Number 1,
there it is.
Old Spine Road.
Yeah, that's right. Old Spine Road. So I have a nephew, Chad, who works for Otis Elevator.
Yep.
And he goes up there once every other month to do maintenance work unless he has to go up on a call out. So he went up there and I said, here, will you take this up? See if they'd be interested. They said, yeah, we'll try it, So they put it out there. They bought it from is $120 a case. Everything I sell wholesale. I don't do any retail sales at all.
Oh.
So if my friends want to buy from me or something like that, I still don't do retail. I still do the wholesale price. But I don't have that many friends. No.
Don't gotta worry about that too
Between
much.
family and stuff like that,
Yeah.
you go through a lot of it, Plus I give a lot of it away, for promotional items and
Yeah.
things like that,
Crack those cases
We have a
open.
huge show coming up next week downtown.
Oh, really?
Tell us about that.
It's the wholesale show once a year, every January, and all of the new products that are coming into the area and even the old products, they'll come up and they'll rent a booth, and there's like, I don't know, I'm in booth 710, so I don't know how many booths are actually there.
Yeah.
But,
711.
and they might start at 700 for all I know. But anyway, it's quite large. It's 3 days, 18th, 19th, and 20th of next week. And all of the shops, all the small stores, it was only for gift stores in the very beginning. But then they've opened it up to anybody that sells stuff, And so it comes from the Southeast. Everybody comes up here. It's the only Alaskan wholesale show.
Cool.
Okay.
Is it the Alaska Wholesale Gift Show?
Yep, that's it.
Oh,
Alaska
wow.
Wholesale Gift Store show. So I'm really hoping that because a lot of people are saying to me, "Well, Bob, how come you don't put it online? How come you don't go way out there?" And it's because in 2 days I'm going to turn 75. I don't want a big headache.
Yeah.
I don't want another 50 employees. I don't want to have to tell somebody to do. I don't want to have to pay the workers' comp. I don't want to have to pay the insurance. I don't want to have to pay none of that crap. So I'm trying to let it kind of ease out. I'm trying to let it do its thing. Otherwise, what it does, I'll follow suit and I'll make whatever has to happen.
Yeah.
So, like some people, I go in and they say, "Well, we'll try. Can we just get a case of instead of 12? Can I get 4 of each?"
Yeah.
Times
like,
3.
no.
Well, I let them do it
Oh,
because
okay.
they're small and they need help to get started. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, so many people have looked at me with doubt, and they're usually the first ones that reorder.
Oh, wow.
But they keep reordering the same.
Oh, the same 4-pack.
So we've been able to figure a lot of this stuff out, how we're going to handle a lot of this stuff. Like Homer or Prudo Bear or whatever, I use the UPS flat rate box.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So their smallest box is 1045.
Mm-hmm.
That box that I brought in here is 1805.
Oh,
Their medium box is 1705.
okay.
I can put 3 cases in their medium box.
Oh, I see.
So I'm going to let them know, okay, now we can do that, but I just want you to know up front that this is what it's going to come in. So you're going to end up with 12 bottles in a box that will hold 36 or 24 or whatever it's going to, 36 items.
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to solve that problem that way. But it's been, I have not sold to any store. Well, I take that back. There's been one store, mostly because of, I think it's just not the market area. But anyway, every other store that I have sold to has reordered. And they have reordered multiple times. And they're reordering now. I mean, I went to Palmer today and I dropped up 2 cases at Marie's on Benson today.
Wow.
So it's a constant thing. And so as it grows, I mean, I am going to put some stuff out there, but the thing is like like I told you before, in my previous business, I had so many people doing things for me that I didn't really understand how the paperwork worked, as far as like the guy that's helping with my bank reconciliations, he's just a good friend. He loves to, he's just a great person. Anyway, he's taking care of my books. He said, well, don't bring me this like this. You got to put this in here. Like I'll bring him all the paperwork, but I won't have it entered in the checkbook. Well, how much did you sell him? I don't know. This much. No. What did you sell him? Well, how am I supposed to know that? So that was 12 books ago. I mean, I don't even know, So it's cool for me. I mean, setting up the business and doing the business, I could do that in my sleep. But running the business and the bookwork part is the stuff that I always had employees do. So it's a little different for me. So I'm trying to, and I'm just trying to, grasp it all, learn it all, and just have fun with it. So I traveled to Fairbanks.
Yeah.
I mean, when I went to Fairbanks, I stayed in, I never have done it before. I stayed in a hostel.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You ever stayed in one?
No,
I haven't.
There is a cool one in Fairbanks. The guy is Scandinavian. Swin's Hostel, I think is the name of it. Anyway, it was like $70 a night. I got a cabin with lights, with heat, with a door, and no mosquitoes for $70 a night. Everybody else was $300 in the middle of the summer.
Wow.
You go in there, and he's got like, I would suppose there was probably, and you could put a tent in there if you wanted to. Take your own tent, Oh. You can't take your car in there. You can park out in the parking lot and whatever you want to do. You put your food in the main kitchen. You put your beer in the main refrigerator. Nobody touches it. They have campfire at night. Everybody gets around. They talk. They have fun. And... Sure. I mean,
did you share the cabin with anybody?
You can if you want to. I didn't. There was 2 bunks in it, one on each side, 2 cots type thing. It wasn't big or anything like that, but it was sufficient. It was just fine.
For $70, you'll take that all day.
Well, no kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, I paid
Especially
that much for a camping parking spot for my camper half the time. Sometimes
easily,
I know,
easily.
So, I did that last year, and I mean, that was one of my better. I had a great time in Soldotna. I stayed at the Soldotna Inn. It's kind of an older style place, but their rates are pretty good. I think they're 104 in the wintertime. In the summertime, they go to 169. I go to it, usually I'm traveling. If I'm just doing this, I don't take my motorhome with me. I just take my truck. And now that I have my truck ready for whatever.
It's all decaled up.
The
thing's all decaled up, man.
So
advertising machine now.
Yeah. So it'll it's just fun. Right now, I'm just having so much fun. I would rather be on the road selling every day than walking in the bank and depositing money, because I think that's just a pain in the butt for me right now. I look at the girls, I think, can you guys fill these things out, or do I got to do that? What's your account number? Give us that stuff. They just take it. I've known them for years.
Here's the money. Figure it out.
Can you pull up, Brandon, where to buy? Once again, the website is Bad Bob's Alaskan Beer Products.com.
Scroll back up to the top.
Oh, there's all those places.
So he's got them in region. So Anchorage, Matsu, Interior, and Kenai Peninsula. So you can Alaska Mint. You know the Mint Boys?
Oh yeah, the Mint Boys.
They were in here.
Love Ace. I love Ace Hardware.
Yeah. We got some barbershops in there in Anchorage. The Walk-in Store.
Beauty supply stores. Great Northern Knives.
Some of the Once in a Blue Moose downtown there.
I
Good
got
people.
all of them.
Ulu.
They got Tall Key,
The walk-in store.
Seward,
Yep.
Palmer.
Trustworthy hardware in Eagle River for the Eagle River boys.
Yep.
They like a good beard out there in Eagle River.
Matsu Valley, Kenai Peninsula. We talked about them earlier. Tons
You got,
of stores
you got
there.
it covered.
Oh, you got them in Nomar. I love that store
Nomar.
in Homer.
You know where that's at?
Oh yeah, I got
Nice
a
shot.
bunch of. I think they got the best pants around. They got some pants in Nomar.
I love
They're
pants.
like rain pants?
No, they are. There's kind of half. They're fleece pants. All their stuff they make there.
Like tactical pants.
Tactical pants, but I've been using. I use them for ice fishing. I use them for boating.
Cool.
In all the right areas on your ass, on your knees, on your ankles. Is all reinforced with waterproof stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they'll fix anything anytime.
Cool.
You know,
They-
just take
they
it back
make a
and they'll
good
sew it up
product,
or
yeah.
fix it up. They got good. And
cool.
the other really cool thing that they have is they have waterproof floating rifle cases, soft cases.
Oh, yeah.
So I got
God
a couple
forbid
of those.
You need that.
No, I know, but like it's nice sometimes. Like that's all I use.
Is that for
like,
if the wife kicks you off the boat, you have a way of surviving?
Exactly. Just hang on to that.
Hang
Hang
on
on
your
to that
rifle.
thing.
You got a gun.
Yeah. Well, I do a lot of
Hold on
float.
to the rifle.
I do a lot of float hunts and stuff like that. So when you're
That's
dealing with the
smart.
raft, or if I'm going on the Kenai, I'll put the shotgun in there.
You do bring a shotgun to
I
that.
leave it for the camp. Yeah, for the wife and the kids, and I'll have the 44 on me if I'm
Yep.
out fishing, because you never know, they could
Yep.
come right behind you.
Yeah, it's all-
And those little floating cases, and they're
Cool.
really nice. They got an insert in there and different colors and nice little D rings and stuff on that, so you can attach it. Like I'll even put that on the 6x6 and attach it
Yep.
on the side of
those
it.
are a must, man. I
Yeah.
live and die by those things.
Yep. Sage Dry is another good Alaskan company that makes that. So is that their name? Sage Dry.
Yeah, Sage Dry out of Cake,
Yeah.
Alaska.
Yeah,
I
there's
have
the
one of their-
Southeast
their
boys that make some good
scabbards
similar
are nice.
similar things.
Cool.
I know
So
we need
shit.
to have them on. I got their information at the Sportsman Show last spring and never had a chance to follow through with them. But they have a lot of great products and dry bags and stuff like that too.
Yeah, so if you're in Homer, stop by Nomar. They got a lot of good stuff in that store, and sounds like they got-
Nomar, and then there's just down the road, east of them, is the place called Jeans.
Homer Jeans. Oh man, bring your checkbook.
That place, you better bring a checkbook. They got some
man.
nice stuff.
It's all
Homer
top
Jeans,
of the
man.
line. Have you been in Homer Jeans?
No,
What?
I
What?
know.
Oh my
Of all people,
Stop.
Yo,
you got such
listen,
swag. You haven't
listen,
been in there.
listen. Me and my
Listen,
wife
like
go.
regular.
We try to go do our honeymoon in Homer. Or
Yeah.
not honeymoon, but our
Anniversary.
And we'll go rent a place, or sometimes we'll camp or whatever. And we always go to Homer and buy ourselves some fancy. They got Patagucci, all the nice stuff.
They
And then we'll
got
go to Nomar.
Is it on the strip or earlier?
It's
For that,
no, it's on the same thing as Nomar.
Yeah,
We're all
Main
the
Street,
main
Pioneer
street,
Drive is what
main
it is.
street characters. Alibi.
Nomar's on East End Road.
No, it's on Pioneer.
It's all on the same
Pioneer,
road.
yeah, my
It's
bad,
all on the
yeah.
same road. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the shop right behind the jean store called Oodle Dollies.
Oh yeah. Oh, they got such like weird, cool like.
Are
they got in there too?
Weird,
so
cool
funny.
beard stuff.
No, but they have so much good like.
She has some. I mean, she has stuff you don't see everywhere. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
and she's a hoot. She really is. She's
I don't
a
think I've been in that shop.
Which one?
The ones you guys just mentioned, oodles.
It's right behind Homer.
Oh, that
Jeans.
one.
Noodles of noodles.
Oodles of noodles.
Yeah, no,
then you
Homer.
got the
Homer has
spit.
so many great little stores.
Yeah, Bob, you got it going on, dude. You got your products in all these stores in different regions of the state. You've
Good job, Bob.
clearly spread the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's moving. You know, we got
Yeah.
the park. You know where the park store is at? Did you see the store up there? It's called the Park Mart.
The Park Mart.
Oh, it's right there, Park
Right
Mart
there.
on Denali National Park.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, right there at the Denali National Park. So you get the tourists and you get all the
Are you
workers
talking
there.
about like right through Glittertown right there in the main?
Yeah.
By the
It's
Chilena?
on the right hand side, and it's
Uh-huh.
right behind the gas station.
Oh,
Can you pull into the gas
Yeah.
station? You can get
That's
gas.
the
You
Park
go over
Mart?
here. You can go back.
Oh,
to the
I
Park
know.
Mart.
do.
Yeah,
I saw
yeah.
that a lot this summer.
Yeah, White
Okay.
Raven Corporation, I think is their main name or something like that. A couple of really nice.
Cool.
I've never
People-
actually stopped and like walked through that like
You
shop
never have?
area. Mm-mm.
Oh, I have. I've been in every one of them shops.
I
You
need
want
to.
to buy beard oil?
Yeah. Go find me some bad Bobs.
You know, I got.
Well, it's very touristy, and I think a lot of people that like us, we're just driving right through that
Well,
place.
yeah, I'm on a mission.
If you're not
I got a
with somebody
trailer
you're
and
trying
shit.
to show the country to, you're flying through it.
Yeah.
That's the way. That's Cooper Landing for you right there.
Yeah.
Yep, same.
Great
same.
point. Great
Is there a place that you got your eye on that has yet to come on board with your products?
Is there a place what?
You have your eye on that isn't on board yet, that you're looking to reel them in?
There is, I probably, in my mind, I've only scratched the surface.
Okay.
We don't have that many shops in Anchorage for the population. I think, I have I think 5 or 6 stores in Eagle River. They all do great.
Yeah.
You go to Homer or Seward, and the first thing they say is, well, who else is selling it?
Yeah.
And like in Seward, they don't want to sell it if the guy across the street selling it, because that's my neighbor.
Yeah.
Right?
They don't want to
I thought
compete.
you were in the business
To make money,
but
bro.
move product. Well,
there's exclusiveness to things
there
that they want to.
and I understand that. But like the lady that I was talking to, everything in her shop costs about $3,000. The guy she was talking about, she
Sounds
didn't
like
want
Homer Jeans.
She didn't want to interrupt his place. He sells skateboards.
Okay.
So 2 different clienteles,
Yeah.
totally, completely. Even if it's a tourist, it makes no difference. How many 65-year-old tourists are going to go in and buy a skateboard?
Not many.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't when I was 65.
But that's your neighbor, and you don't want to.
But you don't
gotta
wanna
live with these
ruffle their
people.
feathers.
Exactly. You gotta live with these people day in and day out, and
So
as
every-
you know, as a lifetime of business, that can happen easily.
Yeah,
That's an etiquette thing there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
it
about-
is, and you got to respect it, and I do. I mean, the Seward is probably the hardest one in that area. Okay, Homer would probably be second, and then Soldotna. But Soldotna is kind of like, oh well, I don't like her anyway. I'll take some. Well, Soldotna is kind of busy because you got kind of Kenai and Soldotna's all right there, So
And there's a high demand on the seasons too, right?
Fairbanks, I would like to have more in, but Fairbanks is a tough market. I mean, to me, it's so laid out weird, But this year here, I have so much more to go for. I got to tell you a story. I talked to a lady. I won't mention her name, but anyway, there's people in the state that they actually sell your products to all the stores.
Like
They
a
have their own
distributor.
sales- Huh?
Like a distributor. That
Yeah,
will
like
sell?
what was it? Grace, somebody Grace used to be here. Anyway, I called the lady, very nice lady, and I told her what I had going on. And this was in April last year. And she said, well, I'm afraid you're too late. They've all bought for the year. You missed the program. I said, okay. So anyway.
Mr. Window there.
She said, let me make a couple suggestions. And she said, why don't you try the Saturday market and see how that works for you? That'll tell you how you're thinking. So I was very nice about it. I already knew with my logos and my branding and everything else that was not going to have to work. It wasn't going to be that way. So anyway, I sent her my logo the next day because I just got it back from Dan. We got them all done, So I sent her a copy of my logo, and she says, will you please let me know when your product gets into town?
She's like, that's catchy.
Yeah. So I mean, but in any case, then she followed that up the next day with a logo saying that my people are telling me we would have to sell like 45,000 units to make it worth our while. And I said, well, get busy. I mean, I did 60 stores in 5 months. If you can't do, and that's selling cases,
Yeah.
So I think they probably could have taken it on and done it. But they, like I said, she's a very, very nice lady. I hope to meet her here next week and see. But the thing is, you have to pay them. See, so it's like it's a percentage, 15% of your price or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And we've actually, in terms of pricing for the stores, it's very, very good. The wholesale price on they double their money. They make good money. They make very good money. You
gotta sell a lot.
We were talking about Well, you have to sell a lot. But if you walk into some of these gift stores, they got stuff that costs 10 cents.
Right.
I remember back in the day, we was talking about the peanut farm. You remember this place behind it, the Knott's Berry Farm place?
Yeah.
Not Knott's Berry Farm, but the berry company.
Wild Berry
Wild
Products.
Berry. Yeah.
They're still there.
Knott's
They're still
Berry.
there.
So they're still there.
Yeah.
So anyway, when I was younger, a young person, 15, 16, whatever, they weren't there. But when they first came to town, I don't remember when they came to town, but whenever it was they came to town, they were selling these things that was 12 gauge red shotgun shells empty. with a moose turd on the top painted red. And they were advertising it was lipstick for the girls.
Oh my God.
So
$7.99.
Sold.
Tourists, man, they'll buy it.
Oh my
I
God!
mean,
I
you've
gotta
seen
have
the
that.
mosquito things and everything else, and they use all that. How about the old moose where you lift his tail and
And the moose droppings come out.
M&M.
The chocolates.
Yeah, it comes out or something like that, So, but I always thought that was a pretty good little deal there. But so, I mean, pricing, it's not, in a lot of these stores, I mean, I had a guy that sells a lot of stuff, and he told me if I can make $1,000 a year off your product, I'll be happy. So I don't know what the rest of them, how they
Gauge
all that kind of stuff, I mean, I know in my other business, we didn't really care what anybody else charged about anything,
Yeah, you found your number and rolled with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You figure out what your budget is. It's like what they talk about when they say, do you have a business plan? Do you have this? Do you have any goals? If you don't have those things, it's pretty hard to say what you're going to charge for something.
Yeah.
Are you going to grow? Are you going to be bigger?
Yeah. How you
Does
gonna
your
make a
price
profit?
reflect growing money, bigger money, advertising coins and stuff like that, So, I mean, at this point in the game, it's mostly all seed money. I mean, there's not a lot of, it's good gross profits, but it's not to the point where we feel like we could just lay back on our laurels, and
Yeah.
make it happen, You just keep pushing.
You didn't order the second tractor yet?
No. I am going to Sturgis.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Are
Yeah,
you a
we're-
motor? Do you ride?
No.
Okay.
No. I tried to. And my wife said no, so I
I
brought
could just
home
see
my
that
first
beard
John
like
Deere.
split.
You should
this
go to
is a little
Sturgis
slower,
with
a
that
little-
thing. Stick the old tractor down there.
Yeah,
at
take the old
Sturgis.
tractor down. No, we're going to go to Sturgis. We a good friend of mine went through Sturgis 3 months ago and talked to a guy named Dave Smith who owns the Indian motorcycle store in Sturgis.
Oh, okay.
And he said he'd be interested in looking at carrying it. He didn't say he would. He didn't say he wouldn't. He said he'd be interested. So,
Yeah.
so we're going to get with him and talk to him about that. I mean, that would be a big hit right there,
You might need about 3 more inches.
Yeah, get that
On that
thing
length.
flowing.
Oh, I know. But I think mine's
You got time.
it's not really
Well,
growing.
I
too
did
much.
see that you were the winner
Just right.
of the 2022 Ferrandi Mountain Goat Beard Contest.
True.
Oh, so you did enter a competition.
You know
Okay.
what's that?
So you did enter a competition.
Oh yeah, he did,
Yeah.
and he won it.
I
And he
went down
won
to
it.
the fur rondo, and did that. Actually,
Was the beard looking like that at the time?
well, it wasn't looking a whole lot different because I
Okay.
think it's kind of not growing too much anymore. That's according to my wife. I'm not really sure. But it really depends on how you take the picture. Because you can
Oh,
take a
for sure.
picture
Fish
and
pig, mountain pig,
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
it can look so much bigger in some and so much shorter in others. It's not
Somebody
even funny.
behind that really lifted
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
out
get a
front.
The strategies to pictures, guys.
It's all about the angle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the fur rendezvous deal was kind of they had the mountain goat. Okay, there's 13 different
Categories.
categories.
Okay.
I was the only one
In the mountain
in the
goat?
mountain goat category.
Oh, you won by default.
Now, what
Plain
is it?
sweet.
Is it because yours is mostly not
Unanimous.
not
You could
full?
not
It's a
have any
goatee
hair
style.
between here and here.
Oh, okay. Can you pull up actually the
style?
Ferrandi? Because I wanted to get into
Oh,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Because I did a little like geeking out on it, and you start going down the rabbit hole on looking at these dudes' beards and the stuff they put in them, and the styles and the curves and the wax and it's crazy.
It is very crazy, but it is so much fun.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so we got look at that guy right there with all the yeah. You just passed him. Go back left.
The blondie.
Left. No, left on the blondie. Yep. It says
One more left.
steampunk tendy.
this
down,
guy?
Down left.
Down and left. Nope,
This guy
too
here?
far. Nope.
One right.
Curly.
Oh,
there you
dude,
go.
this dude. Jesus.
Yeah.
Geometrical shapes.
That's not the acreage for rendezvous.
No, I know, but I just wanted to get into this topic of the beard contest that happened. Now, what
Jesus.
category is this? Is this like artistic? Because they're using a lot of the beeswax to do that.
Says steampunk, whatever that is. Steampunk.
Steampunk styling.
It's got to be beard wax or beeswax to make it like
Or
stick.
beeswax.
Yeah, stick like that.
I mean, look at that.
And then it connect.
It's all connected.
Yeah. That's a mean high maintenance setup right there.
Go back to some of those other pictures. Actually, I wonder if it says the categories if you go back to the Ferrari.
Okay. You want me to?
Yeah, but if anyone listening, man, just do a quick like Google search on those beard competitions and what these guys are doing. It's crazy. I mean, obviously everyone's seen a beard, but like the artistic nature, the way that they're shaping the beard and curling it into itself and just making it like go out left and right. Ooh, thank you.
So now check that beard out.
Oh, okay.
That's Anchorage. That guy there.
Oh, man. Okay, so this guy has a nice, beautiful orange beard, and that's down to his belly button.
That's called ginger.
What did I say, orange? Okay, well.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, same.
He owns
Ginger.
907 Surplus
Oh, okay.
on Boniface.
Okay, you got to get up to the mic there.
Very cool guy. Very.
Oh, that's a commitment.
Yeah, and he just got second place in the Nationals.
Holy
Holy
smokes.
shit.
With just the beard like that, does he do anything to it when he goes to the competitions?
He's using my product.
Okay.
So, keeping
Sponsored athlete.
You groomed it. He grooms it.
Holy shit.
Does it say when you go to the Ferrandi thing? Okay, there he is right there. That's actually him right
the
there.
dude, right?
Okay,
yeah, that's
look
him
at
right
that,
there.
man. It looks
Look
like
at that freaking carpet.
it looks like a beaver tail.
Yeah. Oh, where is that at?
It looks like a beaver tail office. It's
When I
so
said I like
thick.
beards,
That's a little too much.
Hey, where's that
not
one
what I
from?
meant.
Yeah. I don't know. Where
I don't wanna
this
be
is
swimming in it.
exactly.
He's saying, huh?
That's him though.
Yeah, that's him. I was just wondering if that's him. And
That's probably some sort of competition.
Okay,
somewhere.
so Mr. Furface. So he won one, and the other
He
one.
just travels with his beard like a circus and shit. Is that what he's doing?
That's it. No, they're just showing off
He's
that they
going
won
to
the
the
competition.
Nationals.
Scroll down a little bit
the World
more
Championship is in Germany this year.
under that one. Yeah, look at this guy's one.
This one here.
The Tulsa man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's like the we call that. What do you call that one? Emily?
That's what mine would do if I let it just go. That's exactly what mine would do.
Is that the
right
chow
there.
chow? Just the chow chow or the
Looks
husky?
like it.
It looks like you stick your finger in the
Like
the
you got
socket,
electrocuted.
brrr.
Yeah.
Is this the homie here too?
No, that's a different guy.
Okay.
Oh, but look at that one, dude. Okay, so this guy has the Billy Goat one that you're saying. These guys have the Billy Goat one.
Oh, where there's no
Where
connection.
it doesn't go above like your cheekbone. It's almost
Yeah.
like the goatee style.
Doofus looking ones.
The Billy Goat.
The Billy Goat.
Well, it's a goatee. It's really a goatee beard, is what it is. Versus like how it doesn't connect to his sideburns.
Yeah. Up there.
Up
Do you
the
ever
side?
you guys seen the MMA referee that has the two, he has like no hair right here on the chin and he has the long, and they're braided. They're braided. They're braided all the way down to like his belly button. Put in UFC
And
beard.
he fights with that?
No, he's a
ref.
referee. Put in UFC
ref.
referee beard.
Okay.
And it'll pop up. I forget what his name. He's a really good referee. And it's just like the chops. He like grew the chops out. I mean, that must have been a decade of growth.
Yeah, you'd think.
Beard, and then put in ref there. Okay, there he is, right there on the top left. Yep, top left.
Oh my gosh. I
You see
haven't
that?
seen
Holy
that.
shit.
So that's just the chop. You never seen him reffing?
No.
What's that beard called, Bob? Where
What do you call that?
It's actually more of like a mustache.
It's like the mustache, and then he just grows the chops.
Yeah.
It's like a chop beard with the extended.
It's like the opposite of Bob's beard, where it's a goatee. It's like
Mike Beltran is his name.
That's kind of where the hair grows the longest too, is on the
On-
outside.
on the side right there,
side,
yeah.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah.
that dude's just yoked.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's
Jesus.
UFC referee, man. He's got to stop these. dudes
Gotta
from
be
killing
ready.
each other.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you never seen this. This guy, he's pretty
him.
up there. He's pretty
I
good
guess I
referee.
have.
All I see is Herb Dean.
Old Herb Dean.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, dude. Yeah.
Is that? Hold up.
Well,
Can
what's
you go
up?
back? What is it?
Which
Is that
one?
Brett Kissel? That's not him. The ref, right? No.
This guy here.
Down to the right.
See, look at that guy there.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's
Okay.
Oh,
a.
he's a
We're just another
Pittsburgh
beer
Steeler.
admiration.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah, some
like
NFL
that
dudes
one.
actually have some pretty mean beards.
Don't get me going down a rabbit hole.
You know who's got a major... yeah.
You want to talk about beards I like?
Our boy Ira, man. He does have a really
mean one.
nice beard. That guy's beard is like something else. He does his own product. He makes his own products.
Yeah, that's what I thought,
like
too.
Organic stuff.
I thought he brought some to
maybe
to the meat party last year or something. I thought I remembered that.
He may have, because he was like, he hadn't made any at the time when he came on the show. But yeah, that thing's phew.
Thing's serious.
Yeah, my whole regimen with the beard thing is like not at all like that.
How many times a week are you washing?
So I'm like every 3 days. But I was doing it. I was doing it every time I wash my hair.
Yeah.
And that's too much. I realized real quick it was like
It's drying you out.
drying it out. So hey Bob.
Yeah.
So what I do is I actually take the butter. So I like scrape it with my thumb and I put a little bit in my palm. Then I take the beard oil and I drip it into the butter. And then I rub it in my hands and then I get it in there.
So I would put the oil on by itself and rub it into the skin. So
Okay.
you're just rubbing the oil on your hair.
Yeah.
And then I would take the butter. But like for you would probably get 4 days out of that sample of butter.
Whoa. That's not a lot.
Yeah, well, this.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
Just because he's thicker than a Snicker?
I would use it.
Oh,
it would
hey,
go
double
longer
chinny
than-
butt chin
whoa.
boy.
Nah, I'm talking about your beard. I've never seen the butt chin.
I could probably get 2 weeks out of that of
Yeah.
how much I use.
Yeah, that's not enough.
So you're saying you got to use more, get it moistened up.
Yeah.
Now, just
I
to
got to buy
reiterate,
shoes for my kids.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, though, that I felt like makes it go longer is when I mix the oil in it.
Yeah, but the oil's not doing you any good. It's not doing as good as it should if you're not rubbing it into the skin. Where when you put that butter on, it all melts at 78 degrees.
Yeah, that's
So you
the
put
thing.
that on
It's
there.
just like oily in my
and
hands.
then I will take it and I will just go like that, like that. And I'll get it in there and then I'll wipe it down.
there.
Yep.
Just like that.
That's what I do.
Just the butter though.
Just the butter.
Yeah.
And you'll just do the oil to the skin.
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, that's what the oil's for. I mean, like on some days, I will just take the oil, I'll put like an extra large amount on. I'll get a lot on there, and I'll just wipe it down, just to kind of see how it's going to set up and dry out and fill out and stuff. Because it's always different. It's always
depending on like
different.
how dry it is or how humid it is. Because this all goes to hell if you go to like Hawaii. You go somewhere where it's humid, you are like, it's just extra oily now because it doesn't dry out as fast.
I wouldn't care about that too much.
No, I mean, I didn't change anything. I just noticed the difference in like oiling it all up in the morning and then, in Alaska in January and then doing it there.
Well, I'll tell you another thing. Do you know that beards are actually cooler in the summer? I don't mean looking, but they'll keep your face cooler in the winter, in the summer. They're actually cleaner than a shaven face. Because when you shave a face every day, you're cutting the skin open, exposing it to bacteria every day.
Yeah. Right.
So here you're not doing that. You're constantly protecting the skin.
Hence why there's facial hair to begin with. It's for protection, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a.
Would you say you want to oil every day?
What's that?
Would you want to use the oil every day?
I do every day.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely every day. And if I'm lazy at night, instead of putting butter in, I'll put oil on at nighttime, And it doesn't stain the pillows.
The pillow or nothing.
I haven't been chewed out for that lately.
Yeah, I wondered that, though, if it would, maybe,
No.
grease up your pillow or anything.
Well, it apparently it washes out. I can't imagine how it can't do that. Because, like when I go to bed at night, I take this thing and wrap it around here, and then I put it back like that, and I can read. Otherwise, it's in my way. So.
Does the old beard tuck?
Yeah, the beard tuck, yeah.
Never had to do that. He could actually braid his if he wanted to.
100%.
I never did like the
I'll
braid.
braid it for you right now, Bob.
Yeah, I never liked the
You want a
braiding.
French? You want a cornroll inside, outside? What? Cornrows?
I'm
Cornrow
good.
that shit
Pigtails?
up, dude.
Bob, I'll be your braid queen.
Cornrow it up.
Well, we appreciate you coming in here, Bob, and bringing in your products and what you're doing to actually help, like, you know, the manly man in Alaska. And, you know, when I had my beard, actually, can we pull that picture up real quick? Because I'm very proud of that
I
picture.
saw your beard.
Oh, yeah.
I have a nice, they did call me Santa. But you know what? I was the best looking Santa out there. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I got into the beard oil because my barber suggested it, and I used it. It wasn't your product at the time.
Nice, dude.
Who's your barber?
Now I am my barber. His name's Orlando. He's at it's Razor on Diamond.
Yeah, because the owner of that shop makes his own beard oil.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause I
okay.
was trying to get in there. I know, because I was trying to get in there. Finally, I had to ask this guy, your barber, in fact. He's the first one on the left?
No, that's not him. He's a different guy.
Oh, okay.
But I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the first guy on the left.
I know
finally
him.
said, man, I got to talk to you, because I had a friend who was going there and
That
kept
looks
trying to
good.
do that. And he said, well,
That's nice.
here's the deal. I can't sell your stuff because the owner
I think that's
makes this stuff.
2019.
That was 2019 right there when
Because we got a sheep that year.
Yep,
you
and
had
the
that
Flyers
mean-ass beard.
beat the
Oh,
Double
yeah.
Shovel Cider Boys at the Ashka.
Look at Jack back
Daniel,
there.
that
Look at Jack.
looks
He's just sad.
Good.
I know people. You know what? I got hit on by so many old ladies when I had that beard.
You got to say, babe, Alexia, daddy's got to keep it going.
Yeah, it's
What
cool.
is
They
that,
got to
champion?
give the people.
I'm
I
starting
gotta
today.
give the people what
What's
they
that, a champion
want.
belt?
What's that? Well, that was a hockey tournament we won in Homer.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Cool.
And
Just the contrast from the dark to light. You've got like the
Oh, it's
natural
salt and pepper, man.
colors.
Salt and pepper.
Salt
should
and
grow
pepper
that
seed
back,
and
man.
wait
What school
in
did you go
effect,
to?
once
I went
you
to East
push
High
it
School.
back.
Oh, East High.
Yeah,
Yeah.
T-Bird, baby.
I went to, I went to Clark Junior High.
I went to Wendler though.
So we had this guy named,
Mountain View, cuz.
I think it was Mr. Walker. I can't remember. But this was back in like 1963, maybe. Okay. We had to grapple down the outside of that building.
Nice.
And we didn't have nothing on, but
Oh,
we were just
wow.
showed how to do it. No hats, no nothing, a rope, and how
No
you
helmet.
put it around you, and you grapple down. You see how deep that is?
Oh,
See,
yeah.
Clark Junior High used to be a community bomb shelter in the Cold War in the 60s.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So then they rebuilt it. No, were you there on the rebuild? No, you're not. You're too old for that.
Yeah,
Too
old.
young.
Too old for that, boys.
Yikes. Well, if you look at that beard right there, you'd be slightly confused.
Man, that looks good. God, zoom in a little bit on that. Let me
Yeah.
look a little bit more at that.
Can you repost that? Like
Yeah.
that needs to be posted.
I'm gonna put it out when this show
AWP
comes out. I
page.
mean, look at that, man. That looks like a champion. Look at that belt.
And like that one, and then your one in the mountains. Like,
Oh yeah, I got some of
That's
them.
you can
that same
definitely-
here.
Can we make?
But man,
I'll
you're
make
right.
it-
That thing
I'll
would
make it
get so
real.
itchy right here. Oh,
Yeah.
But now I got the stuff.
And
AWP
it
real.
won't do it with that. See?
Yeah.
And like I say, the other thing too is the ladies really would like to see you smell a little better than most. A lot of the guys.
Yeah,
He ain't lying.
yeah.
Well, you know what's cool is with a really good beard scent, you don't even need to wear cologne because
I don't know what you would for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you wear cologne and then you have that, it's like
It exudes enough.
Yeah, it's too much. And then if you just let your beard do the work,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Don't say
That's where
nothing.
they're at anyway.
Just don't say nothing and see who says something first.
oh yeah.
My
I get comments all the time when I get a hug. They're like, "Oh, dang!" It's like
Yeah.
getting a whiff of that beard, aren't you?
My niece said something to me the other day that when Mike, her husband, started using it, she said, I never could smell him. I mean, now I smell him every time he comes in the room. I say, well, who is that? She's pretty happy with it,
It's that cherry,
But it's nice.
tobacco.
Yeah. Well, Bob, we appreciate you coming in and sharing your products and your
Like it.
pretty much your life story with us growing up in Alaska. And anyone wanting to check this stuff out, once again, the website is badbobsalaskanbeardproducts.com. There's lots of stores around Anchorage, Fairbanks, the Valley, South Central that you can purchase this. You got stores in Southeast?
That's what we're doing.
Okay, that's coming
We're
up.
going to try to accomplish at this.
Okay, that's coming up.
This,
That's coming
show
up. They'll be
coming
there
up
this
next
year.
week, yeah.
They'll be there this year once you get to that show.
Maybe Jeff can Get some
Get some and
hookups.
catch a can.
Down
Yeah.
catch a can.
Grow that out, Jeff. There.
Yeah.
Grow Jeff out the
Nice.
beard.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alaska, for listening. Emily, thanks for joining us today.
Yep. Happy to be
Once
here.
again, if you're listening to this, you got nothing going on tonight. If you're listening on Monday night, we do have the live podcast tonight. Come out, have a
Be there.
have a pint. Support the BHA,
Get a
support
raffle
Alaska Wild
ticket.
Project.
Win a float.
Yeah, there's a lot of good winnings out there. A lot of good winnings.
Buy a hoodie. Buy some stickers. We'll have it all out there.
Yep. Thank you, Alaska. We appreciate you. Thanks for listening. And as always,
Stay wild.
You remember my speaking to you of what I call your overcautiousness. Are you not overcautious when you assume that you cannot do what the enemy is constantly doing?
The Alaska Wild Project podcast is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Barney's Sports Chalet, supplying hunters with the best hand-selected gear since 1963. The exclusive home of frontier gear built for the rugged Alaskan terrain. Your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Visit Barney's today at 906 West Northern Lights.
Arbor Digital, the forefront of digital assets, cryptocurrencies, and wealth management, providing a low-cost, research-based investment strategy for Alaskans looking to invest their hard-earned money. Visit arborcapital.io today to put your money to work.
Tailored Restoration 24-hour emergency home services, helping Alaskans restore their dreams since 1972. Services include fire, water, mold, post-emergency cleaning, repair, and remodeling. Give them a call in Anchorage, Eagle River, Matsu, or Fairbanks. Hit them up at tailoredrestorationalaska.com.
Total Truck and Alaska Overlander, Alaska's premier supplier for custom automotive accessories and overlanding products, providing all-inclusive rental vehicles and trailers custom outfitted to explore the Alaskan backcountry with a unique and convenient traveling experience.
Serrano's Mexican Grill, 2 locations, one on Tudor, one on Northern Lights. The Northern Lights location has their new tequila bar. Check it out. Also see their daily specials at serranosmexicangrill.com.
TheTreehouseAK.com, located at 341 Boniface Parkway, Alaska's own and grown cannabis and CBD store. Ask the bud tender what the strain of the day is to get your 10% off. The Treehouse, where the culture lives.
The Connoisseur Lounge, Alaska's premier locally owned and operated cannabis retailer, located in the heart of Palmer, Alaska. Their cultivated products include Snowcap Romance, Aurora Haze, Super Glue, and much more. Find them at theconnoisseurlounge.net.
AKO Farms, located in Sitka, Alaska, built from the ground up with concentrates as their single motivation, with exclusive products such as their sugar wax, full spectrum diamond sauce carts, and more. Ask your local bud tender about AKO. Marijuana has intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming and addictive. Marijuana impairs concentration, coordination, and judgment. Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence. There are health risks associated with consumption of marijuana. For the use of only by adults 21 and older. Keep out of the reach of children, and marijuana should not be used by women who are pregnant or breastfeeding.
The Bait Shack, located on Ship Creek upstream of the bridge. Can't miss the bright red shack. They are the go-to fishing gear rental and guide service on Ship Creek. Tight lines and fish on. Come hook into the action with them. Hit them up at thebaitshackak.com.
Snow Pro AK, your snow and ice management company specializing in business and residential properties. They know what it takes to keep your property presentable and safe. Give them a call for a free estimate at 280-7098 or visit lawnproak.com. Double Shovel Cider Company, located off of Arctic and 58th. Handcrafted Alaskan-made colonial ciders. They also have a tap room downtown on the corner of 5th and E. Stop by today and taste an award-winning cider.
The Alaska chapter of Backcountry Hunters and Anglers. BHA is the voice of our Alaskan public lands, waters, and wildlife. Their goal is to uphold our hunting and fishing legacy while keeping our public lands wild. Stand up today and join BHA at backcountryhunters.org.
Should you not claim to be at least his equal in prowess and act upon the claim? I say try. If we never try, we shall never succeed. This proposition is a simple truth, and is too important to be lost sight of for a moment. If we cannot beat the enemy where he now is, we never can. It is all easy if our troops march as well as the enemy, and it is unmanly